run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities that never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. It is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. Yeah, I think, yes. What's up, man? Trill Tuesday. We finna make it happen, Captain. We finna have a conversation, y'all. Yeah. Let's get it. I have done about 20 things in the last 2 minutes, which can be a little bit like, damn, when you're just trying to get a live going, I already pushed it back a couple minutes here for for the sake of trying to get it all sorted so I can just get on here and have this conversation with y'all. Let's see, we got a few people tipping up off in here already, and I'm gonna be up with y'all in just a minute. Yes. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. My goodness. Whew, child. Come on. Be up with y'all in just a minute here. Before I even get to speaking, everybody, this is going to be a very, very, very adult-oriented and centered conversation. You might gonna hear a few naughty words here and there, and I know we do have people who listen as a family. Some folk listen in the car. Some people listen with their children, even their grandchildren. So just fair warning, it's gonna be adult subject matter. Some parts are touching on SA. Some parts are touching on domestic violence, on DV. Some parts are touching on family and society issues altogether. And it's going to be one of them kind. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Really, if you're just having a super spectacular, wonderful Tuesday morning, like I hope y'all having over there in the States, hell, I might want to tap out anyway, because I ain't trying to ruin your day. But baby, it might get heavy for some, and there is a such thing as triggers, and some of the conversation might trigger people a little bit. So, yeah, there's that part. Now let me get to the rest of it. Get to speaking to people. Ooh. Excuse me, drinking too fast. Ah, my goodness. All right. Who we got in here? We got Rooted. Rooted in Essential Oils. What's going on, family? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. And we've been having power issues and a backup system that ain't at 100%. So we're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off, because it could be any minute. I don't know, but we're going to ride it till the wheels fall off, baby. Yes, we are. We got my sister Unbiased LLC. How you doing, fam? I hope you're feeling better. Doing well. Grace Gines, how you doing, Miss Grace Gines? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. And again, we got Miss Unbiased LLC, Design with Emma. How you doing, young lady? You better get in here and enjoy yourself. K Renee's Garden. How you doing, Miss K? Welcome in, welcome in. Vision preparedness. That's always making that reminder. Y'all, please smash that like button. Please, 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 please. Thank you for that, sir. Please smash that like button and subscribe if you have not. I appreciate that, fam. Sonia Siegler, what's going on? Official J Mia. How you doing? You better get in here and enjoy yourself, J Mia. For those who don't know, Official J Mia, along with a collective of phenomenal young ladies, including Pieces of April. They've been doing their Slay Timber thing, and they've been slaying it. And as we wind down the month, y'all make sure y'all go catch up on some of their content, some of their videos, some of the content they done dropped over this past month here. Cause it's been amazing. And it take a lot of dedication to drop content every day. Every day for a whole month. Shit. You think it ain't tried. Sweet Thumb, what's going on, bro? Welcome in. Better get in here and enjoy yourself. Miss Native Cherokee, how you doing, young lady? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it's been a while. I know everybody busy, seasons changing, folks' schedules changing. I know ours have. And people just busy. So Miss Native Cherokee, thank you for being here and thank you for being a member, along with all the other members. Speaking of members, hey Rashonda. Hey Rashonda. Welcome in, Rashonda. Sunshine to Sunset with Rashonda. Thank you for being here. Oh, I just had a big jump. I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's right, Vision Preparedness. We ain't in Kansas no more. We are not in Kansas, baby. Not tonight. Not with this conversation. Garden State Gardener, how you doing, Joe? Welcome in, my brother. Thank you for being here. Big Rooster Show. What's going on, broski? Look here now. If y'all haven't had a chance to catch Big Rooster Show over on that doggone TikTok machine, I know, if y'all call Freestyle Fridays, y'all already know Big Rooster know about music. But man, look at him. That boy got that DJing spirit in him. Big Rooster be over there on TikTok on his channel, which y'all should go check out over on the TikTok machine, going straight ham on the DJ spot. It's a nice little party over there every time he go live. Yes. Bud Files, what's going on, Bud Files? How y'all doing, family? Welcome in. Another family we connected with over there on the TikTok machine. They always dropping their adventures and scavenger hunts and all the things they do over there on TikTok as well as here on the YouTube machine. I'm behind. I'm trying to catch up with everybody. Let's see. Bud Five, Miss Grace Gine, Sweet Thumb. Okay, Joe. I'll definitely get with you, man. Would love to give away 5 seeds to anyone in your chat. Okay, can play guest number. Okay. If you available, Joe, Friday would be a great day to do that. So you know what? I'll email you. We'll work out the details, but that's what's up. And thank you so much for helping us with that. This ain't the first time Garden State Gardener, who y'all should definitely check out if you're not connecting with him. You should be, because he's helped us on more than one occasion as far as doing prizes and giveaways, which if at all possible, we're going to try to make that work this Friday. And it's so much easier for him to just shoot out those winnings to people in the States. And yeah, so thank you for that, bro. We appreciate you. She said, what's going on, family? How you doing, young lady? Better get in here. Happy Mac, what's going on? Lurking and working. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it at all. ARD, what's good, bruh? Yeah, tapping in from the Bay. What's going on, family? Lashus, how them doing there? Welcome in, sister. You better get in here and enjoy yourself, Lash. I still be tipping through over there in them bushes, see you out there either in the garden or out getting your exercise on and eating healthy. That's a whole lifestyle for Lashes, and that's the only way you can really pull off something like that. It can't just be it could be and you could see results, but if it's gonna be long lasting, it's got to be a lifestyle change for shizzle, as my West Coast and young people like to say. Who else we got? Oh, hey Shanna. Hey Shanna. What's going on, Shanna? Shanna and Jason, wherever he at, tell my man I said, what's up, bro? Miss Patty, how you doing, Miss Patty? Welcome in, welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself, young lady. And thank you for that, Joe. Garden State Garden, I got to put this up here before we get in this conversation because this is really what it's all about. And that's the overall goal and point I'm trying to make tonight. Garden State Garden said, whatever I can do, whatever I can, help people grow food and help your channel. That's just the kind of man he is since I've known him out in these YouTube streets. It's a lot of people out there with that sentiment, but Joe come through with it. Joe come through, and we appreciate that. And even though we're going to have some touchy topics tonight, the truth of the matter is, y'all ain't even put my hair up yet. Oh my, I got hair. Okay. I rarely wear my hair down. It's more about positivity than y'all probably think, or than y'all think the conversation is really about. Because at the end of the day, I'm encouraging people to be happy, do better, be better for yourself and those around you. But we gotta. I hope now y'all hear me out with this one. Y'all hear me out with this one, cause I don't think it's nothing new under the sun. I think things have came and gone with time, and it may come in different capacities and different shapes and different looks, but at the end of the day, ain't none of this stuff new. Ain't none of it new. It's all done happened before. It's all done happened before, and it's probably gonna happen again. And when it comes to some of the prepping, like we got my brother Vision in here, right? I'm gonna use him an example if he don't mind, and I'm gonna use Lashes, not Lashes as an example. And unbiased. 3 people. That's 3 examples. I think that's widespread enough because it touched on 3 different points. Oh, by the way, while I'm up here busting my chops, y'all please, hey, see you, Sunshine. What's going on, sister? Welcome in, welcome in. While I'm having this conversation, before I get into those 3 examples, please hit that like button if you hadn't. What's up, my sister Gail at night? What is going on, fam? What is going on? What is going on? Thank you for being here, my sister. Much love. I'm already seeing the splintering of society. I'm seeing the splintering of society within subcultures of society. I'm at the point where I don't really think you hate to see it, but it don't necessarily got to be a bad thing. I think that the whole concept of a macro approach to solutions has been completely exhausted. That's just my opinion. Let me put my hair up while I'm still talking. We are collectively and individually responsible for our own happiness. Other people come in and they help contribute to that happiness, right? And they always will. They always have. But the whole idea of changing some of the stuff that's going on in the world, starting with your family, to the schoolhouse, to the neighborhood, to the churches, to the this, to the that, all of that's gonna be what all of that's gonna be. How did that tie in with Unbiased LLC, Lash's Journey, and vision preparedness. I'll start with vision. When it comes to preparedness, you can do what you can do for your family and have whatever you can have for your family and your immediate friends and maybe even small neighborhood. That's where your control pretty much start and stop. What's up, Juan Perez? What going on, Texas fam? How you doing? How you doing? Cold Mask, new to see you. It's good to see you here. New to the channel. So that makes sense for vision. You got somebody like Unbiased LLC. If y'all ain't never seen some of the stuff that she's crafted and made as far as clothes, hats, purses, bears, all the different stuff she can do, that's a skill set that she implemented in her life to change not only her life, but her immediate community. It's power in that. When you talk about Lash's journey made a self-conscious decision to change her life with regards to her health issue, not health issues, but to her health goals. Physical, mental, all of that, right? That's where a lot of power starts and stops, whether we want to accept that, realize that, absorb that, receive that, or not. The way that that's relevant to tonight's conversation is we're going to talk about a few things going on in the States, around the world, and what have you. It's a bitter pill to swallow, especially if your heart and intentions are in the right place, in the best place. Baby, you can't save everybody. Y'all hear? I'm gonna say it 2 more times for the people in the back. You can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. And when you building something worth having and holding on to, everybody can't come with you as bad as you might want them to. A lot of really, really smart people, as far as doctors, and I don't mean MDs, I mean people with medical degrees, not medical degrees, people with doctoral degrees, PhDs, philosophers, and others, some of the smartest people on the planet are saying society is safest as it's ever been. Now, having studied in those spaces a little bit, I'm just old country boy, but I can read and I can write. I'm gonna say it's a little bit of validity to that. It's some validity to that. Miss Deborah, I see you in here. I hope I spoke. I think I spoke. Yeah. If I missed anybody, hey y'all, I'm sorry. I'm busting my chop. Boss Life Online, how you doing, young lady? Get in here. I'm ready to see it more grow away from. Well, let me finish this first thought. They saying that society is safe as it's ever been. There is some validity to that. There is some merit to that. But if I'm in Dallas, Texas, I can only do so much to fix what's going on in Ohio. And if I'm in Los Angeles, I can only do so much to fix what's going on in Florida. When you pull away from the emotional side of it and just look at your logical, real life, immediate, and this is somebody, man, he ain't here, but shout out my man D Mood, because we've had a few, we've been on the, hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, how you doing, young lady? Shout out Texas fam. We've been on a few panels and had a few discussions where I feel like everybody don't understand it the way he do, because he feel we share those sentiments, and he explained it the same way. Your immediate area, your immediate contact around, that is your biggest source of influence and power. I'm not saying we can't touch and bless and help one another day in and day out, especially with the community that we have here. But in the physical offline world, I don't know no more, fam. I don't know no more. Now we're gonna get into some of the issues today. Hey, Miss Lena Dahl, how you doing? We're gonna get into some of the issues today that contribute on the surface level. Let's go surface level, flat water, just flat water, couple of waves. We're gonna look at some of the issues that would make people think that the world just going to hell in the handbasket, which some parts of it is, but a whole bunch of this, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. And as we go through this, before I drop this link and we start having people come up sharing the conversation, I want you to ask yourself, what can you do besides start at home and with your family to fix or change anything that we finna talk about tonight? This is something I want everybody in the live, everybody in the chat, keep asking yourself what you can do to change it logically, not emotionally, logically. And I want people to walk away from this conversation forgiving yourself for not being able to fix the world. Because it's a whole bunch of well-intentioned people out here with the best of intentions who sincerely mean it. Hell, I'm one of them. I wish I could make change in places where I ain't got access to. All I can do is the best I can with what I got. We better get into this conversation before my light. Y'all hear me trying to plug stuff up and turn lights on and do all of that. Because, baby, it's up in the air. I don't know what our power situation going to be like for long. That's right, Miss Native Cherokee. Yep, we got to dig deep, figure out what's realistic way of handling things, who can really go with us. These is facts. Fiona, habari dada, salama, karibu, sante sana. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into this first one. And this first clip ain't what I'm gonna start with a little bit more of the absurd, and then I'm gonna work my way back over to the most serious as we kind of go through a progression of circumstances here. So let me do this, and I'm gonna put this up here. Ma'am, no ma'am. And I'm gonna stop right there because we gotta get to, I wanna get to about right here. Okay, now let me give a little bit of preface. Let me give a little bit of preface before. There we go. I'm gonna stop. Now we're gonna get back to that one in a minute. Bayou Sugar, how you doing, young lady? Welcome in. Thank you. It's good to see you too, my sister. Now I guess it's just the old man in me. And I don't know about y'all young folks out there, but when you get my age, risk assessment becomes a very, very, very serious thing. Whether you want to take the steps or just jump off the side of the porch. Whether it's raining, do you really have to go to the store today? It's little shit like that. It's like you start reading, it's like, man, I don't know if I want to risk it for the biscuit. This piece of content I'm finna show you ain't gonna stop. There are people in my home state of Texas and people all over the world. And if they not doing what this young man particularly doing, they take an extreme risk in other ways by pranking people. Somebody losing their life all the time, here, there, different states, different countries, different this, by playing with people. You know what I done came to the realization of? Ain't nothing I can do about it. There is no lecture that can be given. There is no book that can be written. There's no, I don't get me wrong, I'm not finna discount prayer, but I'm sure somebody been praying and folks still out here risking their lives. with that being said, let's go and get into this.
From, man?
Get on that nigga.
Where you know me from, man?
What you mean?
Was you on Folsom?
Nah, I
Was you on San Quentin?
Nah.
Well, you don't know me then, little brother. Man, let me get my fade, fam.
Your
Let me
fade?
Get in this, bro.
Your
Let me
fade?
get my one-on-one, fam.
For what?
For
What are you trying? We just filming a funny video. I swear to God, we just filming a funny video.
I need all that, bro.
Let me get that.
What you
Strip.
For what?
I want all
You
that,
know why, bro?
Come on, bro.
Nah, you think we?
Now they finna run his pockets, right? They finna run his pockets. And I guess it depends on where you grew up and what you done seen and had access to as far as how serious people take stuff like this. Most people alive done heard of B's and C's at some point. But it's a whole lot more folk banging, and it's a whole lot more game with a whole lot more colors. To me, this is the equivalent of just sitting out in the middle of I-20 or 635 and just rolling them dice, baby. Just just sitting Indian style playing cards in the middle of I-20 is just how serious this is to me. But y'all listen, I'm gonna stop again. So bruh thought it would be funny to roll up in a Crip set, or in a Crip neighborhood rather, flamed up, and it almost didn't work out. But let's get
Playing, bro.
Come on, bro.
Man, that video.
Nah, it's a fun look.
Nah,
Bro,
ain't nothing funny, bro.
I'm a
Let me get
YouTuber.
that
I'm a
shit, bro. I don't
Give a
YouTuber.
damn about no YouTube.
Bro, where you from?
We said, I'm not even from
You know
out.
where you at? I don't give a bro.
I ain't from here either, bro. I'm from Houston, Texas, bro.
I'ma just go ahead and leave. I'ma just go ahead and leave. Get y'all out.
Bro.
I'm
I swear to God, they come back over here. God, see you at your ass, bro.
Come back through here, bro.
Come on.
Both get it, bro. Both y'all can get it, bro. Yeah, I know YouTube.
Hey, no, it's a YouTube video. We
I don't care about, bro. You think it's a game?
Oh shit. Come
y'all. I know most of y'all probably don't see that. A while back, I had watched one or two, and you know how when you watch something, it still come through. It get in your algorithm. It get in your FYP, depending on what platform you on. I'm not finna share a whole lot of that because it ain't what I like talking about. And I've seen some fresh before they get before they get taken down. It ain't a game out here, y'all. Some of these end like how this one could have, but it ain't a game out here. It is not a game, but there is nothing that anybody in this chat, me or anybody else gonna say that's gonna keep young and old folk from going out, taking these kind of chances, doing stuff like this for shits and giggles and likes and views. I can't. Going back to my earlier point. Yeah, we can be sorrowful. Yeah, we can feel how we feel, but you can't spend your life feeling bad about the choices that other people are gonna make. That's within your family, your community, your whatever. Let's finish this up. And I hope y'all listen to some of the stuff that's being said. He's saying it's a YouTube, it's a prank. These gentlemen don't strike me as some other videos I've seen. They like, I don't give a damn about this prank. It ain't funny. And some people done got pulled on. Some people done got fired at. When I say fired, I mean pew-pewed at. And some of the same people done went back out and did the same thing. Let's finish up.
on. Bro, everybody over here has a strap.
You know me from, man.
Everybody over here has a strap. Everybody over here has a strap. Yeah, you went to an area that's more or less synonymous with people probably being armed. If you're from Texas, hell, that's everywhere. But whatever. This is just an example of what I mean, family. It's just an example of what I mean. Let's get to a little bit more. Oh. I ain't even want to. I actually meant to take this out. Now I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna pick up right here because I'm only gonna play a piece of this. But before I get to that, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. Y'all, some things done happen in y'all family. Some things done happen in my family. Some things done happen and people we know from our community's family. Again, I look hard to see before I get to talking about it, and I'm even gonna say that this could very well be staged. I don't think so, because I look for certain signs and stuff when things are staged. It could be, but I have to put out a disclaimer and say I can't prove 100% that this is authentic. But I chose this for part of this discussion because all the different parts of it is longer than this. There's more to it than this, but we just gonna run with this and say hypothetically it's real. Let's just say it's real. Let's go and we'll talk about
my husband like dressed like this.
Just
What
because
you
your
looking
man
like
is
this
a
for?
just because your man got issues.
No,
and
no,
this is
ma'am.
what
No,
you
ma'am.
want,
Niece.
and you older.
You listen in broad daylight. Get your
You
house.
just wish
You
you
can't
was
come
my
back over here
age.
no more
You
dressed
wish
like
that
that.
you could look
You need
like
to be
this.
modest. You walk
You
around
know
looking like
what
a
you
why?
saying.
Why? Why
You should be
look like
thinking
a
about your
you
moral
going to the
values.
club or what?
Dealing
You
with a
going-
man who wanna
you got
grow.
on them because
If
it's
you
tell your mom. I'm
wish you
gonna call
could be
your mama.
me.
I'm
You
gonna
wish
call
you
my
could
sister
be
and
me.
tell
You
she
wish
need
you
to
looked
raise you a
like
little
me.
better.
You wish
She
you
need to
looked
raise you a
good
little
as
better.
me.
I
You
ain't looking
wish
like
you
a
could-
D Walker. You ain't gonna have no husband.
Baby,
You
billionaires
ain't gonna
want
have
me. Your
no
man
husband
can't even
like that.
afford
But
me.
you gonna be around mine. That's what you ain't gonna be.
Women like
So you just
me.
gonna walk down the
They
street,
can't
honey.
If y'all ain't never seen either in your own family, I would never ask nobody to put their family business out like that unless they wanted to. I've seen stuff like this before, whether it was in my own family or an extended family, or you over to a homeboy house or something like that. Y'all, these are real things that happen to real people in real life. I ain't finger pointing at nobody because I ain't perfect, and whatever auntie decide to do, whatever niece decide to do, that is their business. But let's start being happy again and being okay if everybody ain't at Thanksgiving because a situation like this didn't happen, or everybody might not be at Christmas because situations like this are similar than happen. I hate that part of life because I remember, man, out of all the girls and boys my grandparents had, boy, when I say a house full of people, I'm talking about 40, 50, so many, it's folks outside because it really ain't enough room for everybody. And I miss those days, but at the same time, for the pursuit of peace and sanctity, it's okay to be okay without everything being okay, in my opinion. Cause I don't have all the backstory, all the detail, but different folks value and measure respect in different ways. If I know it's a big deal to you, or that's one of your respect demands, I don't come in the house without wiping my feet on the rug first. I'm gonna wipe my feet on the rug. If you don't want me wearing shoes in your house, I'm gonna make sure I wear some socks or bring some with me so I can cover these little ugly dogs I got up and come in your house in the way that you require me. Now, if if it's outlandish, like I gotta wear 400 jumping jacks, do 400 jumping jacks and then hop on one leg for 27 minutes, I ain't finna do all that. But if it's reasonable, I don't got a problem with it. That's just me. But I hate to see this dynamic happen, and y'all just keep listening. Well, that part too, I'm seeing some good comment. What's up, Lala? I see Sweet Thumb speaking. I ain't even see you in here. What's up, Lala? I'm trying to read the what. Let's get to some more. Let's get to some more because I see.
Walk down the street. Walk down the street. Go on, baby.
He gonna put on your
talking to
feet.
you about
You
the
get a
same
bargain.
thing.
He can't
Why
afford
keep
me.
talking to you about the same thing? Just go keep on down the road, honey, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You talking all
What on? Tell me where you was going. Coming to my house
Why
and
is
me like
that
that.
your business?
Where
What
you
I
going?
do,
Coming to
we
my
both
house looking
adults.
like that.
We both adults.
Where you brought at? Where you brought at? You proud? That's the problem. They hanging around to you. Yes. Yes, I'm talking to you. What you looking crazy like that for?
You got me walking the wrong way. My car over here.
You don't even know where you dragged your car down.
Because you so pressed about a man who want a young girl. You should be
You
thinking
so
about
pressed trying to
yourself.
get my man, but you can't get your own. You supposed to
Wait,
respect
baby,
me.
I
I'm
can have
your
40
auntie.
men if
I'm
I
your
want
auntie.
40
You supposed to
men.
respect.
Now I can't even remember who it was because y'all got the chat flying. ARD, I heard that too. She said billionaire want me. My man said heaven help. But you know, she said something else that no, somebody put in the chat. It's kind of like that scene off Soul Food. And this may not be a juxt comparison to this. It may not be an exact comparison. But I think it's fair that when you married to somebody or you in a committed relationship or whatever, what have you, I gotta tell you, we was inseparable in our me and my homeboys. I was blessed enough to have 4 best friends since the age of 15 years old until one of us passed away. When we got older and we grew from boys to men, baby, some stuff started changing. First off, we didn't have time to just hang out damn near 24 hours a day, 7 days a week like we used to. And then when you get a woman in your life that you taking seriously, whether y'all married or not, you know, it might be late nights. You stop all the just dropping by unannounced and stuff. I used to roll up my partner's house unannounced, and that's how they did me. But when your old lady over there, and she may have on them boy shorts or, you know, that tank top or just that t-shirt, you know, like it's just certain things that it just get too pressing. For me, it's a respect issue. But again, this is why sometimes families, communities fall apart and segment and break down. That's all I'm saying. Let's finish this one out, family.
Me.
And you, my auntie, you should care about me. You
But I
should love
keep
me.
telling you not
shouldn't
to
be
come
feel.
out my
You
house
shouldn't feel
looking
no
like
type of
that.
way about how I dress.
You
what
shouldn't
I
come
do.
looking
You should be
like
thinking
that. I
about
keep
your
telling you
man,
when
not
I
a young
Every
man.
time you come
you
over
should be
here,
thinking about
it look like you trying to
got
take my
children
man.
with your family about it. You want to argue about a man
Because I keep
you want to
telling
argue
you the
about a
same
man to
shit.
your family.
So no, don't be crying now. Don't be crying now. What
Baby,
you crying
can't
for?
make me cry.
Yes, I can. I used to watch for
You
you,
should be
and
wondering
this is
why
what you
that
come
old
in my
ass
house
man wanna
doing.
be a woman
That's what you
you
come in my
want.
house doing.
Whatever.
Give me my thing I did for you when your mother wasn't there. I take it back. Give me all my money back since you want my husband so
Well,
bad.
if you feel
since
like
you
you
want my
gotta take
husband so
everything
bad,
back-
give back everything that I did for
Whatever,
you.
girl. I don't want your husband. Your husband want me.
Yeah,
Back from what you did for me.
Cause you think
and
you
that's
look,
from
you
your
don't
heart.
look good. You
Wasn't
think you
not.
look
You
good.
want to take
You
back
think you
doing for me after you took care of me.
because you act like you ain't got no dome training. I just want y'all to see this. That's what I want y'all to see. That's what I want you to see. So take your come back.
Okay. I see we got some different opinions, TX Lala, which I'm fine with. Now for me, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. Shit, if it ain't a house, I don't give a damn what anywhere, because that's her house. And she is a young lady, and I guess she is fully clothed. Well, it ain't no guess, she is, according to, you know, everybody individual standards on that. But my issue is if that's her auntie house and that's her and that's what her auntie requires from the matter of respect, then yeah, I mean, either adhere to it or don't. And this is something else that I've learned that, like, let me go back to Cam for a minute before I get into another part of it. It doesn't matter race, ethnicity, gender, socioeconomic status. I'm gonna tell y'all something else I done learned from life. For people who are piss poor communicators, everything is a damn argument. They could be wrong as hell. They'll stand in your face and will put a lie on top of another lie on top of another lie, and in my opinion, be purposefully deceitful in not acknowledging the fact that it's less about the whole right or wrong issue. It's about the fact that they don't understand. They lack the ability. They ain't got the range to really converse with the person they may be having a disagreement with. So the only emotion that's displayed is anger or frustration or misunderstanding. I don't give a damn how hard you articulate yourself. You can write down bullet points and go by them shits one by one by one. And somebody who refused to understand will refuse to understand. Period. I'm missing some more. Let me see. Let's see. Miss Nate Cherokee said both wrong and both right because they have their own issues to figure out. Both too loud and need to talk about it. Not yelling. No one's listening to each other. That's true too. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, back to that initial point. I'm gonna keep touching on this. When things like this happen, we have it's decision time. I'm not saying don't fix or don't repair. Only time will tell. But too many people beat themselves up over yesterday, over recapturing yesterday. What hell, y'all don't think I miss yesterday? Parts of it. But when you reach a certain point in life, I think it will behoove everybody, individually and especially beneficial collectively, to be okay without everything being okay. What can you fix? If there is a relative observing this situation who may be that matriarch or that patriarch that could step in and talk to both of them later once cooler heads prevail, that's a good thing. But what this is actual factual evidence, or at least the circumstance of it, of why things ain't the way they used to be. Or at least on the surface. Because, flat water smooth. We got a lot more. Let's see what Lala said. Bayou Sugar said, see, this is the result of foolish parenting. It cute when they little, acting grown, but when they grow up and it backfires, this is what you get. I'm not gonna disagree, and y'all know I'm a habitual lane stayer, baby. That's coming from a parent, so I'm gonna let parents say, I ain't never raised nobody as far as solely. I done helped a whole bunch with a whole bunch of little people, but they wouldn't mind. I didn't give birth. I can't give birth, but I didn't contribute to them being here, so that's coming from a parent. So I'm gonna take you at your word for it. Miss Native Cherokee said Auntie got trust issues with her husband. That's a possibility too. That is a very, very big possibility. I don't know. She is Sunshine said you can walk the street. Let me put it over here, but I think I don't know if y'all be able to see all of it. She is Sunshine said you can walk the streets looking any kind of way, but you're not about to come in my home dressed any kind of way. Like you can be funky in the street. In the streets. I get it. I mean, there are both men and women who wouldn't have a problem with her attire, and some people who would. Is that more club clothes? I don't know, but at the end of the day, that is up to the person that you were visiting. Like, I mean, if my sister-in-law come over to the house or something, and me and April just kind of lounging and stuff, I'm gonna put a shirt on. If my mother-in-law come over, I'm gonna put a shirt on. If I just got on I ain't even talking about boxers. I'm talking about basketball shorts and flip-flops. But I'm just gonna put a shirt on. If I know they coming or something, before I even answer the door. Maybe it's just that I don't know. Maybe I'm just too southern or too old or what. Let's see. Bayou Sugar said, this is bigger than how she's dressed and acting as a result of bigger issue. Obviously, she is screaming for attention. love that hasn't found her yet. It's plausible. Very plausible. Again, I don't know 100%, but that ain't wrong. Well, don't sound wrong to me. Lala said the reason I got to go through some contents before I get to something else. I just be missing all of these good points that everybody making. We're gonna get back into the conversation. Lala said this wouldn't fly in my family. Nobody would go to your house if you act this kind of fool over wondering eyes of husband, because rest assured his eyes wondering no matter what the woman girl were. I don't know about that 100%. It's possible. It's possible. I think Miss Native Cherokee said that too. Said she got insecurities with her husband. I think both are 100% possible. It could be that her husband got wandering eyes and she got issues with him or whatever, and maybe that's why she set those boundaries. Or on the other hand, she could just not like how her niece coming to her house after she said she's asked her not to come over there dressed like that before. For me, it ain't gotta be it is an either or. It could be either. It could be either. And I think both are as equally possible as the other one. But I don't think bro just necessarily got to be that kind of man. Hey, Nikki, what's going on? Everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. ELOC Nation. You know what? Speaking of Nikki off in here, right? By the way, if y'all haven't hit that like button and share this live out, please share this live out. Please share this live out. And thank you. If y'all didn't see what Nikki put on her community board today when she said Happy Tuesday to everybody, baby, go check that out, because that means that's really the kind of choice that I think all of us have, no matter where we at, what kind of day we having. I love inspirational and positive posts like that when I see them, because it's almost like sitting back in the bushes seeing Frugal Mama work out. You know what I'm saying? It just give you, it's kind of like okay, shit, let me get my day going, even though it'd be like hell evening over here, late afternoon, evening. But she said all I'm saying is wow, respecting every area of life. Miss Native Cherokee said, then again, it's crazy. And that's what I'm saying, y'all, is when there are so many things that happen that come along that drive not only families, but neighborhoods and communities and all of this apart from each other. I'm a huge advocate. I say it all the time. Build, grow, and find your family. Find your village. Find your community. Because moving forward, I don't give a damn if we got the same complexion, color, hairstyle, whatever. People are segmenting. People are segmenting into their own groups. And we'll get into what's up, Astor1085. I ain't gonna get into all the reasons that's happening and all the reasons why it's good to be building your community right now. But baby, it sure come in handy soon. What's up, Odoms? What's up, my brother Odoms Homestead? How you doing? I see Nikki. Nikki said, look, let me put this over here. Nikki said, looks like Auntie doesn't trust her man. I've seen women dress way worse. If Auntie told her not to come dressed like that, she was wrong for that, not for what she had on. That's her business. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Very good breakdown. I ain't seen nobody say nothing wrong yet, man. Let's see. ARD said my mom and most of my aunties worked in factories. Those steel-toed boots were a part of daily attire. They almost slept in them. Turn up if you see too much. And yeah, that too. I mean, you know, the possibilities and the variables are endless. The thing that I just, how can I put this? This gonna happen, right? And no matter the amount of community organizing, the amount of good faith efforts and all of this, I want a real logic for anybody. You ain't even got to respond to this, but anybody in the chat, from a logical standpoint, what could any of you or me do to eliminate circumstances like this from ever happening again, so we can just grow on and move on to the utopia that we all desire? Please, reasonable and rational comments only, because I got to read this shit. So for real, whoever got the answer to making sure that this never happens again, so we can just be a happy, prosperous society, tell me the answer. And that applies to the first video we watched with Buddy pranking, risking his life out there pranking. What? How do we fix that? Or you, or we, anybody? Let me get back to some of these comments while I'm. Lala says, sweet thumb auntie made it about the man. It may be entirely her issue. It could be. Both shit. Like I said, both of them are possible. We don't have enough, even though it's longer pieces out there, it still don't give enough context to really know. Because this comes from a place, baby. That's history. Somebody, they got history on this. Baby Sugar Garden, I'm not trying to be crude. Sometimes, yes, it's really just all about the void. Miss Grace, let's see here. Let's see what Grace said. Auntie may be religious, don't want anyone coming in her home like that. They will not allow cussing, playing cards, dice, etc. in their homes. There are some people that are like that. That's possible too. I don't know her morality, her values, her ethics. Being raised Southern Pentecostal, I grew up with people like that, not only in the family, but also in the neighborhood. For me, that was a little bit overkill, because it's like, damn, you can't have no fun. I was scared to smile and shit. But it does happen. And as I can't remember who it was, somebody might have been Lala said, well, people who like that, who got a majority of family who the other way, ain't nobody gonna come to your house. And that's cool too. I mean, shit, be okay with being okay about stuff not being okay. You feel me? All right, let's see what Happy Max said here. Let's see. Happy Max said that part, someone dressed like that is a mess. She doesn't respect herself to wear more modest clothing. I wouldn't want anyone to see someone dressed like that near my house. Damn, Happy Max said, hey, you better come with some modesty before you come up in my crib or around my way. She said, lay down the law from the start. Your home, your rules. She said, did the girl flirt with her husband or something else, man, in the family? There is a reason. Sometimes folks missing valuable information. Yeah, oh, that was Nikki who said that. You know, we don't have context for that. I don't know whether it was ill-intended, ill will. I think in another part of it, the auntie has said that had alluded to the fact that she done like told her about that before. So we need to go back and watch from the beginning, miss some valuable information. Go back, Nikki. But let's see what Rashonda said. Yeah. Rashonda said, you can be careful all you want, but no female is coming around my husband or house dressed like that. It's about respect. And I completely understand that, because it was so many of us growing up kids. It was like I was kind of in the middle by myself. I'm like, I got 6 years on this side and 6 years on that side. So I got like a whole cluster of like 9 cousins who grew up being close and best friends under me. And then about another 12 6 years older than me who all grew up close and super cool and stuff. And that's the kind of respect that they had for each other. Everybody play together, but when it came to stuff, bath time and sleeping arrangements and all of that, girls in this room, boys in this room, if you're gonna come out and do whatever, go to the kitchen, go to the bathroom, do whatever, you had to put on certain attire before you just slid out. God dang. Let me call him back, bro. Yeah, I forgot to do something. You know how your wife look at you and like, okay, so I'm gonna handle that. But yeah, that's just. But again, I'm Southern, man, and everybody got different values and morals. I ain't shit. It is what it is. I just don't want people feeling like they ain't accomplishing something because you ain't out here saving and or fixing the world. You just do the best you can around your proximity, and hopefully the Lord know your heart. You can be careful all you want, but no female is coming in. Oh, that was Rashawn. Okay, I thought that was Unbiased. My bad. Unbiased said, can't she did say that, fam. She did say that. She did say, she be talking to billionaires. So maybe she do. I don't know. She might have a OF or be an Instagram model or something. I don't know. They be getting flued out. So shit, I don't know. Jokes with the foots. But in all reality, even when you leave these people to their own devices, they find people like them to engage. Used to be you could send them off to the cornfield. Yeah, I know. People got a lot of ways to keep in touch with each other nowadays, which is a good and a bad thing. It's kind of bittersweet because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to. I never had a problem cutting folk loose and letting people go. And I'm getting better at, I just, if you, after enough while or enough, it don't even take a whole bunch of time. You can show me that one right thing one time. You show me who you are, I'm going to believe you. And I'm just going to keep it pushing. That don't mean I don't think about you or miss you from time to time. But baby, life too short. I'm in my 40. I'm already halfway through this shit at best. At best, more likely than not, for the average age of a man. Now, could I make it longer? Who knows? At this point, I don't even know if I want to. Shit, sunshine. Just reading through. I gotta make a phone call real quick fast, huh? Kicking it with the Rooks. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? I'm behind in the chat. I ain't even know y'all was in here. Thank y'all for being here. I see a lot of good comments. I think I'm caught up. Let me drop this link if anybody want to come up, because I gotta go do something real quick and make a phone call. Now, with that being said, family, this next part of the conversation is something else that none of us can fix. This is gonna be touchy. We're gonna go into it. We're gonna talk about how it impact because everybody, some stuff just so real and so raw that I don't know. Let me drop this link. Let me drop this link first so I gotta make a phone call and step out. Hey Christina, how you doing? Let me well, first let me respond. Hold on, Grace Guns, kicking with the Rook still in here. Astatine, that's a good point. I don't know if you was in here, Astatine. I touched on that earlier. Is the prank all stage? As I discussed earlier, it is extremely 100% possible. The reason that I make that a point to acknowledge and preface is because the ones that could have been all stage that didn't get that are taken down now, where people actually got unalive, where you can still find some of them in different corners of the internet, all of them wasn't pranks. All of them was people doing dumb shit that cost them their life. May they rest in power. So yes, that's a very legitimate question, but at the same time, the frequency of it and the fact that more and more people are being either beat down and stomped out, pew-pewed at, or pew-pewed to being unalived, is the whole purpose of this conversation, along with acknowledging the fact that it ain't a damn thing any of us can directly do to stop it, unless it's your child or some kid in your neighborhood who you have influence over and access to. So, yeah. Hold on now. Damn. See, y'all keep pulling. Man, I'm trying to get away from here. Y'all pulling me back in. Hold on. She a sunshine. I had a cousin that accused me of messing with her husband. I was disgusted. I shut her down immediately. She tried to bully me for an apology and found out how nice it wasn't how nice I wasn't. Oh, how nice you were. Okay, I got you. Let's see. She is Sunshine says she apparently accused a couple of other people in the family of messing with her husband. We wrote her off as nuts and creepy. Husband even at a funeral, the family was dead. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens, man. We can't pretend. Well, for most of us, it may not be the reality for everybody, but damn it, this is what real people out here going through. Hey, Mama Nita, Blue Lotus Vibes by the Nita McLean. Welcome in, young lady. I hope y'all hitting that like button as y'all come off in here. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to leave for too long. But yeah.
Mambo kaka.
Aya, salama kaka. Mambo. Popo, habari yako?
Salama kaka.
Upo kazini? Asante. So, hold on. I don't even know where I left off. The chat will move. She is Sunshine. Oh, She is Sunshine. I was saying, yeah. I mean, it really do happen. It's creepy uncles, creepy aunties. Folks do be jealous. Like Lala was saying, that sometimes men and women do be having wandering eyes, and so it just get really complicated. The takeaway from this right here, the takeaway from this conversation, and what we talking about is it ain't new. It ain't new, and I don't think it's nothing we can do collectively to ever make it not be that way. Stay encouraged. Let me see what Joe said. Joe said, you got to hear this stuff I hear when I drive. Oh, I can only imagine, Joe. I know sometime on Sundays, I don't know if you're still doing it, but some days you kind of just be, yeah. Anyway, Garden State Gardener, y'all. One of the hardest working men in YouTube. He got his other job, and then he driving. He always working. Said you got to hear the stuff I hear when I drive Uber. Some crazy stuff going on with people's relationships. Absolutely. 100, bro. And it ain't nothing. I mean, and I'm sure you know this, whether you in Jersey or whether you over in NYC, just take them to their destination. Just take them to their destination, because people is crazy. People crazy. So yeah, don't put yourself through that. I wouldn't. Thank y'all so much. I can't believe y'all in here this deep. We're gonna get back to some other parts of this video, but this next one is the one where I'm going to offer out an additional. I'm gonna offer out an additional warning. This is the part where the conversation goes into getting into DV, SA. These topics are very serious and can be very impactful and triggering to some. We're gonna get into this, and then I'm gonna drop. I'm trying. I gotta read Joe. Let me finish my thought because Joe talking about booty call. So fair warning, fair warning, fair warning. If you think this is gonna be a little too deep or a little too heavy, but please, I understand. Thank you for stopping by. It ain't no hard feelings. I get it. I get it. I tried to make that clear from the beginning. And I noticed somebody, I forget who it was, somebody, it's been a couple of different comments. I couldn't stop at all of them, but about accusations. Accusations, whether it's from the auntie, from the husband, from the who, from the where, whatever. But before I play that, because it's kind of heavy, let me see what Garden State Gardener talking about. 2:30, 3:30 a.m. Booty call hours. The late rise Jersey. Not picking up drunk people at that hour. For a booty call. Hey, it happens. It happens, bro. You know it. You know it. You know it happened. Them late night creeps. Yeah, them cutter buddies. Them friends with benefits. Hey, Blue Lotus vibes, come on now. Yeah. Oh, she said legs and opportunities. My goodness. But you right. But you I can't say you wrong, young lady. I can't say you wrong. So let me get into this. Let me send out this invite first. So if anybody wanna jump back yonder, jump backstage, well, I'm gonna beat you, get you. I know good and damn well. There we go. There we go. The link is in the chat. Again, I got that. I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna explain a little bit of it. Hold on. I'm gonna explain a little bit of it. So, oh, by the way, I think recently this is a show called Elania. Iyanla Van Zant. And show lasted for a while. I was never too into it when it was actually in production. But she covered a lot of topics, and she caught a lot of flack from different people because they was like, "Oh, you're not a mental health expert. You're not a clinician. You're not that," which I can agree with to an extent. But with her being a lawyer, I'm sure she had the necessary parameters set in place to protect herself. Plus, these are people who and persons who willingly came to her. I think so. I think she recently lost another daughter and this is the second daughter she lost. So much power and love to this sister and with everything she's going through. This is gonna be heavy, y'all. Well, for me it is. For me it is personally because I've seen how things like this can break down families, immediate family and extended family, and destroy pieces of people and pieces of generations, and hurt people, y'all. In most cases, do you have just some no good, rotten, evil ass people who probably had the best life and just little buttholes and they just awful people? Absolutely, 100%. You bet. But it's been my lived experience in most cases, hurt people. Some people realize that and cut it off. and other people lack the ability to ever cut it off. So we're gonna get into it. I might have to step away for just a second, but we're gonna try to get through this first. So of course I'm gonna stop along the way, because we got to talk about this as we go. Last warning, if this too much, it's too much. I understand. It's your time to go ahead and check out right now. Let's go.
Tell the truth. Mr. Monzel, in your lie detector test, you were asked, did you have any sexual contact with any of your 3 daughters? You said no. And the lie detector said there was no deception.
Yes, thank God.
How does that feel?
Now, for reference, these are his 3 daughters sitting back behind him. And this is a way longer episode. There's a lot more to it. If anybody want me to recall anything from recollection, I'll try. But I think this is one of the most prominent parts of this particular segment with this family. This is hella deep, y'all. It's a big deal for me. However anybody feel on either side, by the time we get to the end of this piece of content, all I ask is that everybody be respectful. And if you have anything you'd like to verbalize, you're more than welcome to come up and share your thoughts.
Feel for you. And that your daughters know it.
Well, I felt they always did know it.
You felt they always did know it.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't speak it because?
They didn't know no better. They was told.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop for this right here. Who was that asked that? Okay, Bayou Sugar Garden said that she needed a little backstory. Bayou Sugar. So this couple right here, no longer together. These 3 daughters back in the back, and this husband, ex-husband and wife, lived for a long time, a quarter century, with accusations that he inappropriately touched all of his children. And I think for anybody, that's a hell of a thing to have put on you, and that's a hell of a thing for you to have to live with, especially if it's not true. And then when the children grow up believing that that's possible, or even entertaining the idea that it might be possible, how does that impact 3 young women? It could affect a male or a female, a little boy or a little girl, but all parties involved are just is not cool. So I hope that's enough background. It's I see you back there, bro. It's all kind of gonna unfold. It'll all unfold, but let's get into it a little bit more.
No different.
Miss Yvonne took a lie detector test and said, did you make up or exaggerate any stories with the intention to harm Monzel? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. Then he asked you, did you say something to the effect of, I'm going to make sure you're never happy again? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. So Miss Yvonne has acknowledged that her story about you touching your children in a sexual way was not true. So, Miss Yvonne, is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr. Monzel?
Why didn't you fight for him harder if you knew you
Excuse
didn't
me.
do it?
And what is it that he could have said that would have made you not believe the lie you were telling? Miss Yvonne, you told.
I gotta stop right there. I gotta stop right there. We all got people we love. Family, friends, cousins, uncles, nieces. The best in me wish that every family could be as tight and as close and bonded and connected as God would allow. As the Most High would allow. But in reality, on this earth, if you're going to heal and grow within yourself, we all have to accept the fact that even some people who we share DNA with ain't about shit sometimes. How you going to heal if 50 or 70 or 80 or 90% of that energy is being exhausted on wishing somebody else wasn't who they are? You got to be okay without everything around you being okay. Make better what you can and find some peace and some solace with the time you got left on this earth, family. The same question I posed earlier, I'm asking. If this is in your family or around your family, if this in your church house, if this just some folks you know from down the street, how do you fix that? If you hear about it, just like we sitting here talking about it, but we hearing it from all different parts of the world, how do we fix that, baby? Everything start at home. Everything start at home and branch out from there. These approaches and concepts and ideas to making the whole world better at one time with just one quick fix solution, it haven't worked yet. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to touch on some of these people and how, let's get back into it. We're going to take it from there.
A lie. It was a lie, and you told it. And you gotta own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it, Ma.
I apologize for accusing you of raping them. Please forgive me.
You don't have to forgive her.
I stopped right there for a reason. I stopped right there for a reason. Now, this is just my opinion on it. I don't know if this done ever happened to y'all, but it's happened to me before, and I've been through it. One of the most hurtful things I've ever experienced. I done broke about 3 bones, y'all, in my lifetime. And when I say damn it hurt, that hurt. I think that's damn near the worst physical pain I done felt. But outside of that, one of the most emotional pains outside of losing loved ones was having somebody deceive you or lie to you or own you or about you that you trust, and then see them not have no damn remorse. No remorse. I've been done like that more than once. Not a whole lot. About thrice. Unremorsefully. And that's a hell of a thing to live with. We're going to pause right here real quick. I'm going to bring, I got somebody back in the backstage. I'm going to bring them up. And ARD, you with me, bro?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. You can go ahead and elaborate for just a moment. I got to go handle something real quick. If you will hold the fort down, and I'll be right back.
All right. You just left me with a whole cliffhanger.
Yes, sir. You got it. You got it. You good.
Nah, no worries. I got you. It's a couple of things. What's up, everybody in the chat? Definitely thank you guys for all the comments and stuff in the chat. I'm not going to lie. I agree with a lot of perspectives. Well, I share a lot of perspectives, and I can understand how people can think. I think that's one of the things I became really good at. Is just thinking about how people think and why they think the way they do. Even like for the earlier part, right? When people are doing all this prank stuff, I have too many real stories that I've seen that it just, when nobody finds it funny, do you really want to end, your time on this earth, because of a video or a short or anything like that? Like when you compromise somebody's security or their comfort, especially in public, man, anything can happen. I don't know where this thing became such a thing. They were even pranking people. Not even a prank. They were actually assaulting people where I'm from. And they will just randomly go up and punch people, right? Like just cold-hearted, caught, didn't even see it coming. Just go ahead and, dope man you. People lost their situation on that. I don't know who need to hear this, but please stop doing this stuff. It's not cool unless you just don't care about your life like that, especially in these days and times. It's just mad
For sure.
ignorant. It's mad ignorant. And if you don't care about your life, all right, cool. But if you really want on living, thinking that it's funny, all right, go ahead and do it. You'll be recording your own demise.
Right.
And that's just that for the earlier part, because I never seen that funny. When those shorts and stuff show up on social media, I never watch them. Like I'll catch a couple, and then after that, I'm like, all right, let me change the whole algorithm type of thing, because I don't like seeing that. I don't like promoting it or anything. That stuff is not funny. It's not funny at all.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
funny.
what happened to me, bro. I literally watched like two of them back to back, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And I still every now and again they still come through my shorts feed. They still come through my FYP on other platforms. So it's like I can't shake it. And when I see them, I automatically try and get away from them as soon as I can, man.
I'm not gonna lie. When I got time, I just report it. I just report it. If I got time,
Get rid
I
of
just
it quick.
record it.
I hear you, bro. Hey, thank you for holding it down for me, man. Let's get back to let's get back to this, and then I see the chat been moving. I'm gonna get back to some of these comments, but
yeah, and that the girl who got the billionaires on her, hey, keep doing your thing, sis. But at the
we gonna
same
get
time,
back.
the rules of engagement as somebody's household is rules of engagement, and that's just what it is. Like you can go to anybody else's house, you know what I'm saying, do whatever they allow. But for me in my house, my rules of engagement is my rules of engagement. And
Right.
if it ain't to be compromised, it ain't to be compromised nor played with. You can't tiptoe around that. There ain't no gray areas, and that's just what it is. And you can't be mad at somebody having rules of engagement for their own household, just like you have rules of engagement at your house. You might want, everybody take their shoes off before they come to your house. You might want people to, wear certain slip-ons and stuff when they walk on your carpet. You might want to ensure like people don't use too much water when they stay in the night and brushing their teeth in the morning or in the shower. It's like rules of engagement. And then especially when you're trying to carry yourself and have a decent household, if you don't have any standards, I mean, it's going to be like the jungle in there. You got to have standards. And I've always been an advocate of that. Yeah.
Yeah, these are facts. And when I was younger, matter of fact, I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. I'm gonna pick that part of the conversation because there's a lot to elaborate on that, and probably some more people might want to come up. But let's finish this out. I couldn't imagine living with this type of accusation or this type of claim, but it does happen more than I think people realize. And this is the bittersweet of technology because for so many different reasons, it's brought out so many different truths. And as we've had, as we sometimes people reduce technology to devices, to cell phones and AirPods and computers and tablets and shit. No, technology is DNA, which done brought out a whole lot of truth and set some people free. Technology is the lights and the camera and the ability to have certain media that you didn't have 30 years ago, which has in some instances condemned and in other instances set people free. This is a whole family right here who has let's run it and we're gonna get back into it on the other side.
You don't have to.
I cannot accept your apology because it's not sincere. Deep down, I know that you didn't believe that. You knew I had no sexual desires for my children. For 25 years, this thing has broken me. You don't know. It has affected my life in ways I can't even count. The things that you did. This is not no game. This is these children's lives. And it's just a demon in you that you need to deal with.
And we're gonna
I
stop
don't
right there.
even curse, man, but damn. I apologize, but seriously.
Nah, you good, man. It's heavy, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it could have very well potentially made him forever lose a relationship with his daughters, and even the one that's in this shot right now behind Elanya Van Zant to over to her, I think y'all right, my left. She had to ask mama, now you done told us this our whole life. I need to hear you say this.
Yeah, I need to hear you say it like you used to say.
Right. And the lack of empathy and compassion
She said, I
on
apologize. Wow.
that was reluctantly. That was the first inclination was to say, well, if you knew you didn't do it, why didn't you fight harder? Y'all, this is not to, even though I think she's
If
a
you knew
horrible
I didn't
person
do
for
it,
doing
why
this.
didn't I fight harder? And I
Right.
always think about these like shows and all this stuff. I hate the fact that everything gotta be a show, but it is in a way a learning lesson. What we do, when we handle our business, man, ain't nobody recording nothing. Ain't nobody nothing. Like actually we keep all of anything in a whole nother like situation. We don't even engage around smartwatches,
Yeah.
And this is the part about the internet, though, that I love and I continue to build a disdain for, because it's like everything doesn't have to be on the internet. And I don't know if this is scripted or not, but you can tell they played it well if it's scripted, because those stories is actually real life. Like people really go through that, right? People like it's one thing when you can lie on a woman, it's another thing when you lie on a man. Right? I can lie on a woman right now, right, and say, "Oh yeah, she touched me," right? It'll hit different than a woman saying, "I touched them," or their kids.
Right.
Because
Oh,
even though
very
they
different.
can lie on me, I still gotta wear that lie. Like
That
even
part,
though I
bro.
can prove it right, like it's all like, yeah, she was lying, boom, boom, boom. I still gotta wear that lie though that they had on me. Because you know why? Words don't just stop. Words
They
always
don't go away,
exist.
fam.
Yeah.
They
And that is
don't
the
go
sad
away.
part, especially
And,
when it's about family.
yeah. Right. And to touch on the point that you made, I'm trying to go back up through the chat. a point that you made, and it's a very good point. There were people in my earlier life, y'all know I'm old now, but when somebody had an accusation placed on them, the streets never forgot about it. It was shit that happened to people or with regards to people before I was even born. And, this some shit that happened in the early 70s, and everybody in the whole neighborhood still know it. I knew about it as a kid, and now, it's 1984, 83 or something, and I'm hearing grown folk talk about what such and such did back in, 76 or got accused of, but he or she free, they out now. But like, even when you
Accused of. Do you hear
well,
me?
accused of. Well, see, that's
Accused
the thing.
of.
That the court of public opinion is a very, very powerful jury. And once they make a designation or dictate something about an individual, to an extent, that's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah,
And with
and
that
let's
being
not get
said,
this confused. It's people that actually be on that type of time out here. Well, we ain't
yeah,
confusing it too. It's a lot of people that get lied on.
for sure. For sure.
Let's not get it confused. There is people that's on that type of time, and they deserve all the rocks in the socks.
Fact. Hey,
I
bro,
ain't
and
even joking with it too. Like they deserve
that's
all the
real.
rocks in the socks.
Hey,
But for
fam,
those
this
that
is
don't,
why I
you
take
can never ever live that down.
ever. But and this is why I take people platform. I mean, I take my platform so seriously because when you out here disseminating or putting out information, especially about a specific individual, for me, it ain't about being liable for something. My own personal set morals and ethics make me not be quick to rush or get out or belittle or demean or place allegations on anybody, whether it's third party information or whatever, because people's lives are at stake. And even though this may just be the internet, there are real human beings in most cases, in many cases, on the other sides of these screens. And I think they matter. And something that's unique about this show, I think producers always do a little bit of antagonizing, but hey, what's up, Cali Homestead with Pooh Bear? How you doing, my sister? Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody who I missed, man, if y'all in here and y'all still rocking with us, please, if you haven't, share this live out. If you haven't, please hit that thumbs up button, and I will drop the link one more time if anybody want to come up and share their thoughts or opinions. I'm trying to have a conversation as well as acknowledge the chat. And Kicking It With the Roots said, this gives me so much anxiety. This is why I gave out that disclaimer earlier, because this kind of conversation can be heavy, and it can be too much for people, especially people who are victims, regardless of gender, because it happens to men too. It happens to boys too. So, and again, those are things that tear families apart. How can we make it better? Focus on who we are, where we at, what we can impact. I don't even want to use the word control. The things that we can positively impact and be at peace with that.
Yeah. And I think that was the question that you kept posing, right? And I believe that. So my family growing up, and this is just an example, like literally a real living example. My family, my mom and dad, were one of those people in our community where every kid in the community called them mom and dad.
Yeah.
Everybody. Even when they got older, they like to this day. I go back home, everybody call my mom and dad. How mom and dad doing? And it's interesting because we got to see how many different lifestyles and how many broken situations people came from. And they were just looking for genuine love, man. Like the kids was just looking for genuine love, man. And a nice, like, hot plate. Like, and then having some fun and stuff. That was it. That was it. I can't count on my hand, literally. I can't even count. Like, yeah, we just, we got a big family, but honestly, we got a bigger family. That's like whenever they see any of us, or any of them see any of them, man, they all protect each other because they know the household that helped raise them. And they like, nah. I remember you was over there at ARD family, right? Oh yeah. Like, nah, you good. Like, you good, man. Like, nah, we ain't
Right.
doing that. Like everybody
Right.
like is like protecting each other. And I was like, where did y'all get that from? When knowing when you had to go home, it was way different than what you experienced when you was over here sitting at our dinner table, you know. It's like, it's way different. And how did you still like trust that? My parents never ever compromised their character, never compromised their integrity. And it's not just about character and integrity. It really was based in God. It was based in
Yeah.
God, and it was real love. And when we think about, all right, how do we resolve this? Honestly, you got to love yourself, and then you got to build love within you and your relationships. Because in that way, anybody that experiences you will see that love, and it's infectious. It goes viral. Like it's a viral
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like,
For
and they'll
sure.
take that with them when they keep understanding where to get that source of love from. They might not understand God, but if you represent God, they're gonna go ahead and get some of that you got. And next thing you know, they gonna eventually have that seed in them, and they gonna grow in God at their own timing. Like gardening, all seeds ain't planted the same. They don't grow the same. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of seeds take certain time to grow, right? And that's what I saw
Right.
growing up. And honestly, I believe that, you know, the examples that I was able to literally see and be raised by are examples that can really fix the world at a mass scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, and with that being said, I don't disagree. I'm a little less optimistic to that approach, but I don't disagree. But I still think that it has to have a point of origin. Everything that you do out in Cali, everything that you involve and insert yourself with is for the good of something bigger than yourself and even your family. That's the point of origin. I didn't understand my mom and pops when I was little because it was a few times where money was funny, baby, and it was a little skimp. And even though my stepdad, and I got to get that word out of my head. Even though my pops came along later in my life, him and my mom had something in common, real deep that didn't get me. I didn't process it until well into manhood. I'm talking about like mid to late 30s. It started clicking after I had lived through some more things, right? My mom was the type of chick, we ain't never been rich people, but my mom and pops was the type of chick, and I saw my grandma do it first, that would see somebody who might be homeless, down on their luck. They may be addicted. They may be whatever, walking down the road, doing whatever, stop by and knock on the door because everybody knew where we lived at. It was one of them type houses because it was so many of us, so many kids in and out and family members. It was just that kind of spot. I've often wondered why it seems like those with the least among us give the most. And I thought they were crazy at the time. I really thought they was crazy. I didn't understand. It's like, man, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. Why you helping other people? Why you doing this? I get it now.
That's
I
the
get it now.
same type of conversations I recall understanding too growing up. It's like, man, we barely got enough food for the family. Why we inviting all these other people? Like, I'm
Right.
trying to get seconds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it wasn't
Yeah.
about that though. We all
It
broke
wasn't
bread
about
and
that. It
prayed
was something
together.
deeper.
Yeah.
It was something way deeper than that, man. And now I get it, and that's who I aspire to be. I wanna now that they've transitioned, uh I every day is a continued goal to be the best parts of both of them. I was given this world, I didn't make it. I know this world gonna keep on turning long after I'm gone. But the impact that I can have while I'm here is my biggest goal, and I feel like that's my biggest purpose. And I want to say, hey, Miss Jones Truth, how you doing? I didn't know you was in here. I didn't know you was in here. Uh, I just Yeah. I was finna go somewhere. Let me get back to this last video
Why do
that we
you think they
watched.
did it though? You know, now you had time to maturate on it, season yourself as an
Hmm.
adult, as an astute young man. Why do you think that?
Thank you, sir. Because in my youth, I didn't see I didn't see beyond my immediate as much as I thought I did. I didn't see the world outside of myself to the extent that even early young grown man African dreaming thought he did. And as I traveled and moved about and understood deeper things in this life, after I've acquired so much and lost so much and then got so much back and lost some of it again, I understand that the better part of this whole experience is just that, an experience. When my mama was fixing plates for a dude that I know good and damn well cracked out, I'm wondering why he's sitting on the porch. I know him too, but I don't know him because I ain't go to school with him like she did. She saw him as a person. She remembered that eighth or ninth or 10th grader that she grew up with, and all I saw through my eyes at the time was a crackhead. Because they possessed a level of
Mm,
compassion from existing in this world that I had yet to grow into and understand.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being able to
So
see. And that's genuine love, right? Is it genuine love or is it genuine compassion? Or is it some of both?
I think it's a mixture of the two. I think it's that deep. I think it's a little bit of both, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let
Yeah.
me let me see. Let me get back to Miss Jones Truth said I think a great strong man, a weak man might have said, since you accuse me, I'm gonna do just what you said. It's possible, which would be horrible, but
Damn. Yeah. Oh my, I ain't mean to cuss again. Man.
oh, you good.
No, that's real though.
Hey,
You want me to
hey,
believe this
salamat
lie
ka.
so bad I'll become the
Hey,
lie. Nah, we're
getting.
not doing that,
Hey,
especially
no
around a
kuja.
man like this. Nah, not at all. Not
ARD,
at
you
all.
got it real quick, bro.
All right, yeah. No, we're not gonna do that. Nah, you're right, Jones. True. And you know, it's called institutionalizing for a reason. You can be institutionalized, you know, without having to go to a quote unquote institution. When you are repeatedly told lies that you're made to believe that aren't true, you have an option to continue to remain strong, or you can, you know, fold into the lie and start living out what people saying that you are, even though you know very well that that's not who you are, right? I would always choose the harder path, but that's just me. You know, everybody got their own situation. But to believe this lie and to act in that lie, nah, man, don't ever, ever play them type of games. You know, them type of games, you don't you don't come back from ever, ever. So you're right, Mrs. Jones. True. That was a strong person, and this is a very profound story that happens, I believe, more than we like to believe. You know, that actually happens. Yeah. So much respect to you. I'm trying to see the chat here. Yeah, I just don't play this game with the R word. We don't do none of that. We don't play that game. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just old school in nature. We just don't play those type of games. Especially, unfortunately, you know, when somebody's lying. Like, you never want to play them type of games. I don't understand how people are raised in a way to even do that. Like, man, man, like who does that? Like, seriously, who does that? It's not something to play with. I don't know. Maybe we're just desensitized to this stuff, but it's just like in social media and stuff. It's like just to carry a narrative that isn't true. You never want to play those type of games. Like, I thank God for the force field that we have around all of
Yeah.
us,
Pull it,
but
son. Let me
it
tell you.
always come back to
I'm back,
you
bro.
in a way that you won't even receive. You don't even know. So just don't play games. Don't lie on people's name just because it's favorable to you or because something that they said is unfavorable. Don't lie. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, it's a different. Is there a difference between capping and lying? I think they both lies. But
I think
at the
they both
same
like.
time, someone can say, "Oh, I was just capping, man. He didn't actually rape them. Excuse me, or that person.
Right, right.
I was just capping." And that's how this like new generation is about. Oh no, he didn't actually steal from me. I was just capping. It was just being in fun. I'm like, no, 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 no. Those words can't be undone, like ever.
No.
So you gotta be serious about what you accusing people of. Because if it really happened, it needs to be dealt with. But if it didn't happen, you gotta be dealt with. You understand?
Right.
Like
Hey,
two different
I got
things.
a question for you. I got a question for
Yes,
you,
sir.
ARD, but let me speak to Jared. What's up, Jared's Talks? I see Big Rooster speaking to POA. The Rook's still in here. A lot of y'all still in here. Um, Mother and daughter duo, welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all for being here. Cali homesteading with Pooh Bear. And I'm gonna try to get to the comment. What's up, John 74? What's going on, bro? I got a little bit more content to get to, but first I have to uh y'all, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I've been in and out all night, kind of doing some stuff. But this is my question to ARD before I get to some other content. Now we've had conversations about the benefits, pros, and cons of technology, huh? Now
Yes.
look here. Do you think that but for those who give it credence, for those who acknowledge these levels of technology, but do you think minus polygraph, which is a form of technology, and all the other components of technology that went into making this episode possible? I think somebody said it might have been Lala who was like, I hope this ain't scripted. And we touched on that. Some of these
I
shows
said that
do get
earlier.
scripted.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, that. Yeah.
you right. You said that earlier. Now, I don't know anybody who ever been on this particular show, but I do know somebody personally who went on he no longer with us, but it was called the let's call him Derek Ringer or Derry Ringer, right? That show. A chick I
Mhm.
worked with actually went on the show. And the crazy part is, and for the longest, man, she gave me a copy of the tape because they gave her two. This how old I am, y'all. They flew back in from the show, and she had two VHS copies. She gave one to she brought one. She said she had one at home, and she gave one for me to watch. So, uh, and it was kind of unedited. It wasn't edited down like how it was on the show. It was kind of edited, but it wasn't edited all the way. Now, I knew what was going on for real. So it was scripted, but the reason that they went to the show was real. But when they got there, the producers evidently, it was one producer in this one era, another one in that one era, and they was kind of pitting them against each other with because people talk, and that's how they
Right.
got the information to pit them against each other. But the underlying reasons of why they went were real. And I don't know. But what I will say to that response, these things do happen in real life, which is the overall reason why I'm willing to full acknowledgement that I cannot verify nor deny that this is 100% this or 100% that. But from some of the things I've seen in my life, these types of events are often true. And I saw a few more people saying things before we went to something else. I'm gonna get to my question for you. I'm trying to recant some of the things I saw in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Somebody said she looks like a very sweet lady, which she does. She looked like the lady, the nice lady next door. She looked like the lady from church, maybe even be your receptionist or something like that. Very kind seeming lady. But this puts me in another part of thinking. Some people say it's just a show as well. But paternity court, you ain't never too old to lie. You ain't never too old to have demons, men or women. You never too old to sit on stuff that you got all the intentions in the world on taking to your grave with you. And because the combination of, I think, guilt, inquiry, and technology is why so much and so many spoken truths are starting to come to the surface. Now we got a tech man up here, tech guy. So what say you on that, sir? From or just your opinion about the
Yeah.
role that
So what's the
technology is
question
playing?
regarding the tech stuff about it? You know, what's the
Yeah,
question?
the question is, in your opinion, do you think technology is starting to bring out certain truths that people would have just sat on and took to their grave?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Take your
interesting.
time with it. Take your
Yeah.
time with it, bro.
They took to their grave. Honestly, I think it's just easier to record it right now. You know, it's easier to have actual living media about it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because people would always have stuff before they go to their grave. They want to get it off their soul. And it just never was recorded,
Right,
you know, it
right,
just didn't
right.
just start happening.
Uh-huh.
I think
Uh-huh.
now that we have living media about it, that allows you now to dissect it, watch it decades and decades and decades later, and you know it'll still hit like it did, you know, the first time that they ever said anything, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, I mean, and then at the same time too, I think that it's a culture of assimilation right now for technology, right? Because you got a camera, you think you got to use it, right? And people might record
Mm-hmm.
truths, people might record lies. I mean, come on, you got
Right,
pranks and stuff going on, you know.
right,
And
right,
it's
right.
interesting how you started with pranks, and then you got, you know, in that show, you know, somebody was pretty much pranking somebody on something way more serious, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just to create the
That's why I
parallel
showed
between
you.
the both, you know.
Right,
And
right.
if it wasn't recorded, then would people even be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that poly test, and you know what the poly tests are, you can't, it's not submissible in court, right?
Right,
But
right.
at
It
the
ain't
same
100%.
time, it made that person come honest and clean, right? They believed in it
Mm-hmm.
enough to make them come honest and clean, right? That's the
Yeah.
crazy part about technology as well, right? It can incentivize you to just be honest, like you got caught red-handed, right?
Exactly.
So even though it's not, you know, permissible in court, it's not, you know, all that, it's still, you know, in the people's court, it still is something that can incentivize people to just come clean. So I would say that it's a benefit, but also it could be a negative at the same time, man. You know, I
I
honestly believe because we all got cameras, we think we gotta use them. And I'm not saying
right.
not use them. It's just be where, like, you have to have discernment and wise and wisdom to understand what's going on, because you know you might be recording your demise, or you might be recording something that can actually save lives. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just all about discernment. Like, it's not just because you can get the latest, you know, Apple or the latest whatever. Like, just because you can go in debt for it or afford it doesn't mean that, you know, you have to use it in a way that's like everybody else. You know, I encourage
Oh,
people to use technology, you know, as a resource, but don't abuse
yeah.
technology, because when you abuse technology, that instant karma is
Uh-huh.
coming back. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you might be
Hey,
recording something thinking that you're exposing somebody, and you're actually
right.
exposing yourself. You know,
Exactly. And you said something else that I got to touch on, bro. Real talk. You said something else. Because like you said, the freeing of the soul, right? Uh, I got and I'm gonna get to this other content after this. But so my mom spent some time in hospice in her last days in this realm. And you know, I'm serious about mama. I always was, I always will be. I'm serious about mama. So they never knew when I was coming. I might creep up over in the wee hours of the morning. I might come in the middle of the day. I might be there for first shift. I might be there at shift change. They never knew when I was going to be there. So I got to know a lot of different shifts, a lot of different nurses. And boy, when you just really chopping it up with them, not to mention I have family members in the medical field, a lot of nurses and whatnot. Sometimes people just want to get it off their chest before they get out of here. And some of these confessions that folks been sitting on about things they done did in their life from people who you would never expect it from, it's crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell. And I think that much to what you said, it's a good and a bad thing, but I think certain technologies are helping to expedite those realizations, because like you said, it may not be a polygraph may not be submissible in court, but the pressure from it and maybe the anticipated the underlying guilt was that catalyst that went ahead and made her go on and spill and say, yeah, you know, I've been lying for 25 years. But before I get to something else, I really have to touch on this, because this is what the whole live about. Hurt people, don't they? In most cases, hurt people. Not all hurt people, because there's some hurt people out here who sit on it, absorb it, and if anything, it pushed them to be a better person overall. And then you have others who they hurt, dictate, rule, and it completely manages, operates, and organizes their whole life. The angst that they feel, the hurt that they feel, all of that. I think we could all agree that both are true. But to get back to the main point, the whole thesis of this here live, this whole conversation, for one, hurt people. And two, when stuff like this happen, how do you fix it individually if you're not directly a part of it? It's not going to go away. I hear so many well-intentioned people say, well, if we just do this, if we just do that, first you gotta disseminate and define who we is. That in and of itself, conceptually, is a whole nother breakdown and category of people. You can't be a we without separation, depending, on the context, of course. But when we talking about remedies to society's ails, and when we talking about remedying some of the things in our community, there has to be some form of separation and cohesion within a smaller group so everybody else can see, oh, this shit's working. Oh, this shit's working. It's 100 people over here doing all the things that they believe necessary to make their immediate circumstances better. That's 100 over here and 300 over here doing whatever. I ain't saying they right or wrong, just living how they living, doing whatever. But their life don't change. And over time, they see this coalesce of 100 people starting to have their own food, starting to have their own whatever style of subset of culture that they've put together work. That's how you bring people in. But one size fits all, we just got to come together as it is. I don't know about that, because people been trying that in modern history, in older history, whether you want to go all the way back to Seneca Falls with the origin of the NAACP, or whether you want to go to the assassination of Medgar Evers and then come on up through before that you had what's his name, Emmett Till, and then you had Medgar Evers, a whole bunch of sparks for the civil rights movement, and then go on through the Black Power struggle, a whole bunch of different things, man. I won't say it hadn't been impactful and effective, but who ready to just build something with like-minded people at the risk of sounding exclusionary, at the risk of sounding like you trying to leave people behind, which you really not? And maybe it's just me because I'm an old man, but have any of y'all got to a point where you It's not necessarily so you receive validation, but it's because you want to surround yourself with like-minded, well-intentioned people. And with an increasing population of seemingly ill-intentioned people, how
Mhm.
can we be wrong for that? How can we be wrong for that if we intend to survive? Go ahead, bro. I hear
Totally
you
agree.
trying to say something.
No, I totally agree. And I just wanted to like pick this idea, right? If hurt people hurt people. I think about, and maybe this isn't the right, um, honestly, I think it might be. There's something called root cause analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when
Mm-hmm.
root cause analysis is when you have a problem, right, that becomes a situation that you have to resolve, you don't just address the problem, you address the problem initially to subdue, and then you do something called after action. And the after action is incorporated on what is the root cause? What was the root cause, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're looking to solve for hurt people hurting people, right? All right, we can go through the lineage of that hurt person and subject, or that example, right? That sample, and then you go all the way
Mm-hmm.
back to, right? All right, what actually caused this though? What was the nature?
Right.
I'm
Right.
curious to understand if people would agree or not agree, or even have varying opinions about hurt people, right? You can be hurt and not hurt others, but you can be hurt and then hurt others.
It's a,
The root
I'm
cause of
sorry, bro.
that,
Go ahead. I still hear
yeah,
you.
the root cause, would that be like a lack of love? Like genuine love, love that you accept, not just because you had love. You got all the good clothes, you got all the food on your table, you got nice cars growing up, you had a house, you had both parents, whatever the most perfect thing is, it doesn't mean that it's love, like true love that you
Mm-hmm.
embrace, true love that you
Right.
accept.
Well,
If
I
that was
understand,
there with you, it's not saying that you're not going to be hurt in life, but would you hurt
right.
others? So I think
See,
about when we
and
go back to the root cause and now, it's not saying that you're not going to be hurt in life,
of course.
right? But you won't hurt others, right?
Right, but I'm glad you went back to that. I'm glad you went back to that because before I get into this next content, that's a perfect segue. Um, so that you just spoke to my greater point. Even though I agree 100% with everything you said, because I do understand the concept of root analysis and going to the origin of a circumstance so you can pinpoint it, correct it, and move forward. uh Depending on what source you use, which I ain't gonna look, we ain't gonna get too deep into that part of the conversation because I'm of the mindset that the earth is not necessarily overpopulated, but that's a whole nother conversation. But there's anywhere from, depending on what sources you rely on, anywhere from 7 to like almost 9 billion people on this planet. So that shot up in the past 6 years. So I'm not seeing that as feasible, but that's a whole nother conversation. Like I said, my bigger point is, how do any of us individually or even as a large collective eliminate any of the things that we've watched tonight so far at any point or place in this world? Because for me, I'm starting to understand this. It's something real spiritual about it. It's something real deep about it. Like you said, you can have everything you need. You can have all the clothes, the house, the outer aspects of love, surface level love, but to be human is to suffer in some capacity. I'm absorbing that more and more and more. And the more I process that and take that in and really understand, it may be a spectrum. The levels of suffering may vary, but whether you rich, poor, black, white, brown, Tejano, whatever, race, ethnicity, whatever, if you a human being that's not impacted or moved by suffering, you a damn psychopath. So you okay anyway. You all right. You lack that level of empathy that requires you to even know that you suffering. Uh um Yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to this right.
I was gonna
I'm gonna go to
say
this right.
empathy was the word that I had at the tip of my tongue, but also apathy.
Yeah.
You know, apathy
Both.
is very key.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into let's get into this real quick. Now, if y'all wondering why in the hell I'm playing what I'm playing, it's enough of that. I don't want this to be, even though it's getting real. We've had conversations about that too. I don't want y'all to focus on the just the women's side, the woman side of this. You can look at the male and the female side of what I'm about to play next. And if you're wondering why in the hell is Jay playing this and what do this have to do with anything he talking about right now, I'm gonna tell y'all how it tie into all of that, at least in my mind. But let's get it. Let's get it.
Me from, man.
When it comes to 4-year-old Shania, Joey, you are not.
That's not possible, Murray. That's not possible. Who else? I didn't have sex with anybody else. Who else was going on?
When it comes to 3-month-old Nehemiah, Andrew, you are not. I assume that if you're the father, you will be in this child's life.
I will take care of the kid.
Right.
I'm not taking care of her.
We don't expect you to. I expect you to take care of your son.
When it comes to 5-month-old Elijah, Johnny, you are not.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, yes, honey. He's not. There'll be somebody will come in and take his father just like did with okay? Yes,
Because all I want to do is be convinced that if this is your child.
All right, y'all, I just had to stop real quick. We almost done. I'm just let's just get through this. Let's just get through this and we're gonna talk about it on the other side.
That you will be in this child's life, Veronica, and of course his daddy will be there. Okay, here we go. In the case of 4-year-old Skylar Jr., Skylar, you are not.
All right, now I'm gonna take this back just a pinch, and I'm gonna it's gonna help me make my point.
This child's life, Veronica, and of course his daddy will be there.
Okay. Hold on.
In the case of
I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there, and I stop right there for a reason. As somebody who used to watch this show a lot, it was entertaining. I always have been to me, entertainment. But as ARD alluded to earlier, everything, and always got to be, and maybe it shouldn't be in some instances, right? Now, I'm not getting into the paternity side of this or that, the women wrong, the men, even though, that's kind of dirty. But the dudes knew it was a possibility, so they knew what they was doing too, in most instances. That's not the bigger point. This little fella right here, already about 2 or 3 years old. When Morissette looked like that, that shit was the early 2000s, man. I see you back there, young lady. I'm going to bring you up. That was the early 2000s. Who else to never shook their head and be like, damn, we 3-4 months away from the new year already? I hear people say the same shit over and over every year. Damn, time flying. This was the early 2000s. The internet wasn't back then what it is now, which reinforces in me, I can't imagine what this shit gonna be like 20 years from now. Now, whether it was staged or whether it was fake or whether it was exactly She is Sunshine Maury go back further than that. This is the set that he had in the early 2000s. Maury go all the way back to the swingers. So I mean, back to the 90s when him, Springer, a whole bunch, Sally Jesse, and doggone Ricky Lake, and a whole bunch of them. Now, I don't know the level of repercussion, but could you imagine living your life, your everyday life, and somebody that you know, because it's always a family member talking, or somebody from the neighborhood talking, or this happening or that happening? How would you like to have this thrown in your face every other day? Or every other week? Or every
This is
other
what we
minute?
call living media.
Exactly.
Living
Hold
media.
on.
Yeah.
For sure. Give me just a second, ARD. Give me just a second. Now, this is, in fact, living media. This ain't what it was no more, family. This ain't what it was. Them Polaroids that you used to have to key, and then you only got 6 bulbs, and then it come out and you gotta lay it down, or sometimes somebody shake it too hard trying to help it dry out, and then they get that fold, that crease, so the picture black right in the middle at the bottom where their thumb was. Them days over with. All of this lives for forever. This conversation we having right now, it could be 2343, and somebody sitting back watching this shit a couple 100 years from now, because that's how long. That's what ARD mean by living media. Now, with that being said, everybody that we just watched, the men involved, the women involved, the family members, this young boy right here. This young boy right here. Who finna change that? Who in this panel, on the panel, in the chat, me, and anybody who watched this later, what in the hell you gonna do to stop people from ever going on shows if they don't want to go on it? What are you gonna do to draw down and make everybody succumb to your whims because you feel it may or may not be? It ain't a damn thing we can do, in all honesty. It's only gonna continue to grow. That's why we have to be happy with who we are, doing the best we can with what we got to work with. Because I was given this world, I didn't make it. I can make it better with the efforts that I put forward. But I already know I ain't here for forever. I don't want people beating themselves up, because hurt people hurt people. And a whole lot of hurt people, just like all the other stuff we've watched tonight so far, stepped out, made claims, made accusations, and it ain't a damn thing we could say or do about it. With that being said,
shout out to the winning as well. I had the same thought. I was like, looking at this young man, a young boy. He's a young man right now, touching his 30s
exactly.
right now. And he can
That's my point.
just, like you just pulled this up, don't even know his name. He can pull that up because he know that was him.
That's my point, bro. That's my point. And it ain't nothing we can do.
But
to
what
change
if it go
people
viral on TikTok, right? You think he ain't gonna be able to live that down?
Anywhere,
like,
man. Anywhere.
Like, listen, man, this is not. It's not the way to go about it.
Exactly. I got to get Miss Jones in here, ARD. But before I bring up Miss Jones' truth, I want to say this. We limiting and protecting ourselves if we're going to keep it a buck, because I can't lie. I'm not finna be a hypocrite and act like I haven't seen stuff online that I giggled at or thought was funny. But you can kind of tell the ones where it's a family thing and somebody might fall off the porch, or somebody slip and fall and they get up laughing and the whole family laughing. No, man, you can't even damn take your ass to the store. No, excuse me. I'm gonna watch my language, Miss Jones Truth. I know I got an elder up here, so bear with me. I get a little passionate sometimes.
You all right?
You can't go grocery shopping. Somebody been on filmed your shoes and put that shit on, put that picture on TikTok, and you got 1 million people laughing at you, and all you did was go get a loaf of bread and a jug of milk, man. You can't unless you driving hell, I don't know. I don't even know what the hottest car is to have these days. I don't know, unless you got the newest Tesla or the this or that. It's people filming people laughing at their damn cars.
Especially if you got that repo man coming to see you in your driveway. You got people recording on their rings.
Exactly. So we can't even protect ourselves. How in the hell are we gonna change the greater of society when day by day folks ain't realizing you can't even protect your own self? It's people laughing at people who may be heavy set, getting in and out the car. My mother had medical issues, and it was periods where she lost a whole bunch of weight, and certain medications made her gain a whole lot of weight. It was times where she was on oxygen or in and out of car. I can't control it, but the thought of somebody doing that to other people is and the fact that that's a whole damn near segment of content.
Oh yeah, but hey,
But
just like
You
us,
know
I
what?
think I was part of the last generation of big mamas. And anybody used to make fun of my big mama, we had rocks in the socks for them.
hey,
Like
give them
for
that
real.
work. Give them that work.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miss Jones. Go
Oh,
ahead, Miss
sorry, Miss
Jones.
Jones.
No, you
Oh,
good, bro.
you trust and believe. You all are fine. I've just been listening, and I'm, I appreciate what I'm hearing. But you know
Yes,
what? There
ma'am.
was an old quote. I don't remember who said it, but it had something to do with about everyone's looking for their 15 minutes of fame. And what has happened is social media has become this disease, if you were, in a lot of cases. I'm not saying in all cases, but in a lot of cases, where people who may feel ignored in their life feel like the only way they can get their attention, people's attention, or be the center of attention, is to post everything on social media, just to grab the attention, because everybody is looking for that one viral video where they think that that's going to make them famous. Once upon a time, as children, and I'm from the era before all this stuff, once
Yes, ma'am.
upon a time, the only competition there was just between siblings trying to get their parents' attention. Then somewhere along the line, television became the babysitter, television became the mother and the father. Then it moved to social media, and internet became the mothers and the fathers. So now everybody's demanding attention from that social media mama and daddy, and everybody's competing to see who can get the most attention, which
Wow,
is sad because it was taken from the
that's
family
profound.
unit and it was put out in the world. So now no one's really paying attention to each other anymore. They're still trying to get the approval of AI mama and daddy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and because of that, we're willing to degrade ourselves, humiliate ourselves, degrade someone else, humiliate someone else, all for the sake of, I've got your attention. And that's a sad state for humanity. It
Yes,
really is.
ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
like,
I,
I'm going to be honest with you. I was the needy child. I guess you could say I was the middle child. I wanted more of my mother's and father's attention than anybody else. Well, see, that was then. But because of the way I was raised in the family unit I had, and I knew I was loved, but still, you got 6 kids, every, excuse me, everyone still wants mama's and daddy's attention because that's just the way a family unit works. But somewhere along the line, we lost giving that respect and priority to our parents, and it turned into social media. Oh, my 1 million followers. Oh, I have their attention. I need their attention. No, you don't need their attention. You have somehow convinced yourself that I am not worth anything unless I get this attention. That's a sad state. We've become a society of narcissists who will do anything. And I'm not, again, let me recorrect myself. I'm not saying everyone. Do you understand? I'm not saying everyone.
absolutely.
But overall, we've become a society of narcissists who are fighting and beating and killing and humiliating each other just for the sake of attention. What does that say? We're losing our humanity. And that's frightening.
I don't disagree,
Wow.
and I don't disagree at all. I just like to add one more point to that.
Sure.
That it's always everything you said is spot on. With that being said, there is also a tried and true age old concept, and I think it's always existed, but it exists a little bit more via online now, and that's the
Yeah.
ability to feel a little bit better than somebody else. Now it used to just be before every phone had a camera and everybody, and before all of these technologies and you could just upload what you see and all of that, right? It was just either bullying somebody or put you people used to cap on each other and talk
Right.
bad about each other over how they dressed, where they worked, if they didn't have a daddy in the home, or if it this or that and the third. But now we live in a world where you can upload that to the greater consciousness, which is what I consider the internet, because it may not be the physical world. I think it's more of a microcosm, and I think it's equally as impactful, whether people acknowledge it or not, because it does have real world ramifications.
Yes.
So uh, I think that's the only thing I would add to that part is the fact that people still love having the ability to either one up or be better than they fellow man and fellow woman. So I think that's equally impactful. I saw a few questions. I saw a question I got to get to.
Yeah.
Miss Grace
And
Guys, thank you
real
for
quick,
being here.
hey, Mr. African Dreamer, let me just add a couple of things. Miss Jones Truth, you hit it on the head. Um, and especially when it comes to, the father and mother, right? It was something that we were raised with. It's Ephesians, Ephesians 6:2, honoring your father and mother, which is the first commandment with the promise, so
Yes.
you may live a long life on this earth and things will
And
go well
prosper.
for you. Right? You can tell people don't honor their father and mothers. It's warranted by several reasons, but you can tell, like, we lost sight of that. And actually now, like you said, we used to be about the attention of our parents, right? Then we were all about getting money. Now
Yeah.
it's like people just want fame and they don't want the money. I'm like, wait, at least you gotta do it for the money. You don't even want the money. You just want fame. I'm like, Jesus,
Right,
where did we go wrong?
right.
I lose
It's
the
rough.
hey,
But
give
may I
me
add
the love
quickly
of my
that
parents and give
yeah.
me some money and y'all never see me ever again.
Yeah,
Like I don't want the fame.
but may I add, they
Yes,
Of
ma'am.
today
course.
they have confused the word famous with infamous. Is
Mm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
two
Yeah.
different
Mm-hmm.
aspects.
Two
Yes,
different
Famous
ma'am.
is
things.
one thing, but infamous, they I don't know why suddenly they think infamous is famous and it's not. It's going in
Same
two
thing.
opposite directions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I you said it. Spot on. Spot on. I'm gonna I think I got one more something to get to, and we're gonna wind this thing down. The link is
Murder
in
and
the
the death
chat.
of her 12-year-old son. She shot Caden Ingram over a missing SD card from her car. After she first shot him, police say Harris demanded the card again. When Ingram said he didn't know where it was, his mother shot him a second time.
I know everybody like a good story. I get that. But we're not entertainment. We're a family in pain.
I gotta stop right there, and I'm gonna
Yes.
take this back. I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna take this back.
Police say Harris demanded the card again. When Ingram said he didn't know where it was, his mother shot him a second time.
I know everybody like a good story. I get that. But we're not entertainment. We're
This is how the conclusion goes as far as anything I'm gonna play tonight.
She said a million things in that little short statement. We are not
This
entertained.
this is hold on, Miss Jones, give me a minute. This is how I'm gonna end this as far as anything I'm gonna play tonight, as far as content goes. And for all everybody who listening, everybody who catch the replay, everybody who give a damn. This is the world we live in. And I'm not even talking about, that's a whole nother conversation that could be, we can go into that as well. But this is the family. This is the family of a deceased child and a person who will never most likely see the light of day again in what we call the free world. I really want people to absorb this. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't get up here talking about stuff that's fresh, that's new, until I can read and go look at other sources and consider questions and all of that. But I will say this, because of the state of the world and the way media works and the way the internet works, I'm sure by day after tomorrow, because I'm a half a day ahead of y'all, and this is fairly fresh. I want people to be mindful of who they listen to, what parts of it they listen to, understand people's biases, watch people turn this into a man versus woman thing. Watch people turn this into a whole lot of other things except for what this woman just said. And I don't know what position. I think that's a sister. I think that's a sister, but it's definitely a relative. These are people's lives. I can't make everybody be like me. When I'm talking about other people's lives, I choose to do it from the most respectful and compassionate place I can, regardless of how I may feel about their actions individually. Everybody don't feel and live like me, but I believe that I'm accountable for how I speak and what I say. That's why I take it so seriously. And I sincerely encourage others to slow down, take a deep breath, and do the same. With that being said, this is a horrible story, absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
More details are coming out. I don't know the motivation behind it. There is no justification in my eyes. And with that being said, because that's the last piece of content, I'm gonna start with Miss Jones Truth, and then we're gonna hear from ARD. The link is in the chat. So anything that we done covered tonight, if y'all want to talk about it or got something to say, we can go for it.
The
And I'm gonna
only thing,
start with you, Miss Jones.
yeah, the only thing I have to say about that is what she said. This is not, they are not entertainment. I don't know anything about this story. Actually, this is the first I heard from what you showed. And just hearing the headlines broke my heart. It's enough to make me cry. I don't, I see so much. Whew, I don't even know the word for it. I see so much of this. My husband being a minister, we get exposed to more things than we want to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Different kinds of pain that's coming out in this world today. And all I can do is pray. I pray so much. And I will be praying for this family because that's all I can do. And we have to learn how to love each other and put things into perspective. What's more, first of all, in my life, I can't say what anybody else in the chat is, but the first and foremost, most important thing in my life is my faith. Then my husband, then my children. And because I have that in order, I can say that my life has been blessed. And I pray everyone finds their order in which they can live in peace, and just pray for those who have to go through these situations. And that's it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. ARD, go ahead, bro.
I think she just actually, Mrs. Jones Truth, thank you. I think you just actually provided even more of a solution as to how do we move forward with 9 billion people on this earth, taking care of the people around you and then understanding what your order is. Like, you have to understand what your order is. You know, everything isn't everything for everybody. And you have to understand what your situation is without comparing. When I hear this, I think about that's something like a addict would do. And if we're talking about SD cards, maybe we're all addicted to technology more than we want to admit, because that's technology. And when you're scratching and you're feeding and all that, right? You know, you'll do some impossible things. It sounds like it was somebody that was addicted to something. And if we're talking about SD cards, maybe we have to consider technology. You know, just something to think about.
Well said, sir. Well said, both of y'all. You
Amen.
know, I don't know what the full motivation behind that was. I don't know if it was something salacious to the extent that, excuse me, she may have thought that her child had access to it and would show it to others or lose it or do whatever. It could have been some real, let's just go with the idea of maybe graphic. And this is just a hypothesis. This is just something. But even with that being said, you know what, for a little bit more detail, let's finish this out and then I'm gonna say something on the other side.
We are a family in pain.
Prater loved video games and sports.
He was into basketball, baseball, very huge Cubs fan.
And he was close with his family, especially his mom, Fallon Harris.
That's best friend, because that's what she called Caden.
That's why they say they didn't see it coming. Prosecutors say Fallon Harris killed Caden inside their Southside home Saturday morning. She shot him twice in the head. The second shot captured on video. Caden collapsing on the kitchen floor. She's now charged with first-degree murder, ordered held without bond.
Captured on video?
Captured on video, bro. Captured on video.
The first shot wasn't, but the second shot was. Who had the camera?
I don't know. It could have been an internal cam. I don't know. You know, a lot of people have
internal
security
cam. They would have had the first one.
Not necessarily. I mean, when bodies fall, you got to start. I mean, you ain't got to start, but thinking about it forensically,
the motion of it, right?
All of exactly.
Yeah.
That or you know, a body falling forward or falling backwards may have
something don't add up with that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different variables. It's a lot of different variables, but this is something that y'all may or may not see or hear about in the coming days and weeks.
You telling me that they was in front of a camera and she was asking for an SD card the whole time, and if this was triggered by motion, then it wasn't captured?
I didn't say it was triggered by motion. I didn't say it was
assuming.
Okay.
Right? Like, you know.
Yeah. What I'm saying
That's
is
crazy,
something.
Yeah.
Even if it's a camera inside your house, and it's got this angle, something that started in the kitchen could have ended in the living room. That's how I'm assuming that, you know, or it could have been an individual recording. I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I usually don't even talk about this stuff until it's old. And these events are becoming so extremely common that if you ain't looking for it, you can't even keep up with it, because it's stories like you would never hear. You would never hear it, because this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in.
I'm still trying to figure out how you all the way in Africa and you be having these stories that I never heard of. I'm not even laughing like it's a joke. I'm like, what?
You forget one thing, honey. That's why they call it the World Wide Web.
Jesus, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I'm like, man, I'm in America. I ain't heard that yet.
Hey man, I like to start with I don't know. I check the S&P, the NASDAQ, then I'll see what's going on in different parts of financial sectors, and then I just a few sources I've been with for years. If I got some downtime, man, I'm trying to read something. And that's usually what links me up to, as well as a fair amount of I do enjoy, social media. So I'll see stuff here and there, and it's just, and then after that I'll go to a source, a credible source, and see what print media I can find, and then I'll go research a video part of it, stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, I respect it all day. But yeah, it's just that stuff that I'm glad you said hashtag trigger warning because come on, man. Over an SD
Mm-hmm.
card, you about to
That's crazy.
unalive your family. Like somebody, man, the world needs love right now.
Yeah. And actually, let me just quickly say this: as a minister's wife, I see so much of this till when I go on the internet, I'm either looking at my gardening group or Jay or somebody, or I'm looking at sports. I'm a football fan.
I understand.
You know what? Sometimes you can get so overwhelmed with bad stuff. You
Oh,
just kind
yes.
of turn off and just see what's good in the world.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, and I've been having for the past 3 months because I remember last year in 1 month we dealt with 3 families. Somebody committed suicide. Then the next week, I remember we went to a funeral. My husband had to do a funeral every Saturday for 3 months,
Mm, mm, mm.
and it was not
Wow.
natural causes, none of it. And that after a while, you just kind of tune out. I know it's there. I'm not running from it. I know it's there, but I can only deal with what I can deal with. You know,
Right,
sometimes you got to just walk away
right.
to keep your sanity.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
That's interesting because that's what I use. Even though I'm in Silicon Valley, like I'm always behind the scenes with technology. I never really participate on the actual platforms.
mm-hmm.
I'm very I'm behind the scenes. Let's just say that. And when I get into this technology stuff on what actually goes down on the platforms, I'm like, are you serious? And it's like endless. All types of stuff. It's just endless. And I'm like, the brain isn't really capable of doing all this stuff. Like, how do people consume all this stuff? Because it's not capable. It wasn't meant like that. But it becomes a business. And unfortunately, at the expense of people's mental health and stability, in their households. And that's
Exactly.
the
You
unfortunate part.
yeah, you have to know when to tune off and tune out because if you don't, it's to me it's just like okay. I've never be honest with you. I've never been the biggest fan of rap because the all rap that I kept getting exposed to was nothing complimentary. And I had a friend who said, "Oh, I stopped cursing. I stopped cursing." But she listened to rap and she kept listening to all the ones where there's a lot of cursing. So she said, "I got fired from my job." I said, "How'd you get fired from my job?" And she worked in the school system. She said, "I started cussing at them kids." She's like, "I thought I had stopped cussing." I said, "Well, what were you listening to?" She's like, "I listen to rap." "What kind?" "The kind that cuss." You have to be careful. People don't believe it, but
Mm,
if you keep beating yourself over the head with a certain thing, it's going to get in your system.
it's
It's
gonna be in
going
your
to
soul.
become
Yeah.
a part of who you are. So
Eyes and
that was
ears
my
are the
take.
key to the spirit, right?
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh no,
now
okay,
I
now I'm
gotta.
done. Now I'm done.
Okay, okay, Miss Jones, you good, you good. But I gotta jump in on that because I have to say this. Which is and thank you for acknowledging that and appreciating that ARD. And that is why when we have these kind of conversations, I do like to give a trigger warning because it's people out here who've been through and lived through things that conversations like this is just too much for them to handle. And so I appreciate that. To what Miss Jones said and what ARD said, I'm a firm believer in that, and it really didn't really get hit home until I got older. Cause I still listen to rap. I still listen to a lot of Southern rap. It's all kinds of cussing and most of it is talking about cars, and some of it is like I don't little thuggish, little gangster. But that's a part of how I grew up. So I find it relatable, even though I don't think it's the best content in the world. Now, with that being said, um, I'm a firm believer that what you put in has an effect on you. If the food you eat has an effect on you, why wouldn't the information that you absorb have an effect on you? Now, I'm not saying you can just listen to kumbaya stuff all day and you're gonna have a perfect life. And I'm
Exactly.
not saying you can't listen to some rap and still be okay too. But when
Yeah.
when everything you absorb is about killing and this and that, and I'm this because of this, and I effed your old lady and I did this and that. It does take a toll on you because I believe in energies. I do believe in energies. I do believe that the more of what you consume is the more of what and who you become. Because we're fallible, we're impressionable. You all right,
Yeah.
man? What is that? And
And
eventually
one
it's
thing
gonna
to
take a
add to
toll.
that too, when it comes to
Go
music,
ahead.
there was a dictator, right? Who I studied, and in my collegiate days, and this dictator said, "Give me the music of that generation, and I'll own that generation." This was back in like the 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
He literally was quoted saying, "Give me the music of that generation, and I will own that generation." And you think about that. Say allegedly it was true. Can you
Well,
not see?
it sound
Yeah,
like Goebbels to me. Sound like Joseph Goebbels, but one of the fathers.
nah. It's some. I ain't even gonna say his name.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
Don't
not even
even get
gonna
it.
say
Yeah,
his
yeah. You
name
got
because
it. You good.
yeah.
You
I ain't even
good.
gonna
You
say his
good.
name. But
Yeah.
literally, it became a thing. And then when I got into music, at a very early age, I would always think about that. I was like, because I heard that before I got into the collegiate level, college level, and one of my mentors put me on that, and I was like, wait, what? And he always advocated, you want to always have love in your music. You don't want to always be talking about this, that, and the third. He's like, you want to put love in your music. I was like, ain't nobody listening to love. We want to do this, right? I was just young and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, with the influence that you have, you want to put love in your music. You have to figure out how you make it cool. I was like, wow. I was like, I still don't want to do it. I was like, I like talking about this because that's what I hear. He's like, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
like he was like, it's gonna grow on you, trust me. And I later found out what he was trying to tell me. You know, it's not just about the music that you make that sound good for you, that you good with. It's about other people that can enjoy and grow from and have real genuine life experiences, and loving experiences with. The music is a key thing. You said what you absorb, as far as information. I say what you consume, just like what you consume in food, right? It's like you'll consume how much media per day, how much music, how much audio, how many videos, how much consuming are you doing? Because that all comes to the soul. You got a lot of people now, and I used to be guilty of it. Before I even, wake up and pray, I'm checking my phone and I'm trying to play something real quick, just play on my phone. I'm over here still in the bed instead of giving
Mm-hmm.
God that time when I first wake up. And it's about, why am I already connected to everything? I'm checking emails, trying to see what's going on with all these other investments, all this stuff. And I was like, nah, I wasn't like that. I don't know how I got that way. I repented and I said, God, for now on, for this amount of time, you the first thing and the only thing on my mind. And I don't know how we get back there
Yeah.
because that's a choice.
I don't know. I don't know if we do, because as technology grows and what the sentiment you just relayed goes back to uh a designation of culture and a designation of society, and for people with access to those types of resources, I mean, it's almost mandatory for life. I'm not saying it's completely mandatory yet, but um as I think you and I, ARD, had that conversation on another live, you might have asked, I forget who it was, asked, have you ever seen that movie with Justin Timberlake, Just in Time? I
Oh yeah,
think
In Time, Justin Timberlake.
in
Yeah,
time, in time.
yeah, In
I don't
Time.
think I don't think that that's a one-off. I think that that is a precursor to what's to come, and I think all of us to some degree are indoctrinated. Some of us have, because we have to out of necessity. Um and I'll put it in layman's terms. I put it in the most basic form I can figure out for the people who at work listening in their cubicle, for the people who listening in their car, for the people who listening. Oh, by the way, a few people did it, man. Y'all drop that hashtag BCIAC off in there and get yourself off in here, and so everybody can connect with one another. And if you ain't hit that like button and that share, go on and share this live out. Now, with that being said,
isn't that crazy though? Like we always have to be listening to something, or watching something, or doing something.
Almost.
Silence is the biggest and loudest sound ever.
It is, especially in this day and age. But this the thing, bro. This the thing. Nobody would have access to watch this right now unless you had an email. I don't give a damn if it was fake. I don't care if it was your full government name. Everybody has to have an email to do this. So when we go back and think, how did we get to this point? How do we get this connected? I think this is just the early stages, and a century from now, this will be more than archaic, because all society will be so invested and ingrained and incorporated with technology that
But emails is probably still one of the longest lasting technologies that we have right now in 2023. And when I say that, I mean emails should have been already extinct. It should have been retired, and we all still use it. Email is one of the oldest forms of digital communication that we've had in the last 30 years.
It is. It's the largest, but I also think it's one of the most not only
email is assimilated to what?
Traceable.
Almost like your social security now.
Pretty much. That's what I'm saying. It's traceable. It's traceable, trackable to a degree. And that's that part right there. Now to steer this back, I see what you said, bro. Sweet Thumb said he saw it. Hey, Miss Rochelle Vanterpool, how you doing, young lady? You better get in here and enjoy yourself before we wind down. Sweet Thumb said, I watched that movie because of you. Man, thank you, bro. See, even a little old country boy like me can at least have somebody going to watch something. That's what I'm talking about. He said, I watched that movie because of your live, but I need to go back and watch the movie Surrogates. That's a deep one too.
Sweet Thumb, you watch In Time or which one?
In Time. He watched In Time.
Nice.
Yeah,
hey, that's a dope movie. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. I want to ask the panel a question as we, kind of conclude everything. I want to ask y'all this now. Tim, help me know if I'm crazy. Help me know if I'm wrong. But hurt people. And there's more people hurting more people in a new way now, in these ways in 2023. Finna be 2024. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask that next. I gotta say this because Miss Jones, I didn't want to interrupt her, but she said something real profound. Y'all know I'm from East Texas, man, outside of Dallas. We went to Houston for a funeral one time, and I saw something I had never seen in my life. When she said her husband had 3 months worth of Saturdays worth of funerals back to back to back, I believe that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I went to H-Town for a funeral. First off, I hadn't seen a cemetery that big in a long time. And secondly, I had never seen that many hearses lined up back to back. Have there been other people waiting, or can you be at one funeral and you see maybe one or two others going? I saw that, of course. Man, I'm talking about 30, 40 deep. It's whole families and hearses waiting so they could carry on with their part of that procession. And you could tell by some of the looks of the people, yeah, you saw some aunties and some uncles, but when you saw a whole bunch of young folk there too, I ain't gonna say it's 100%. I'm not talking about kids. I will admit I'm presuming to a degree. I didn't see inside the casket, but some of these were young folk. Some of these was young folk. So yeah, it's very possible. That's just something to think about. With that being said, let me get on to my next question. Do y'all think that it's I'm crazy or we at a what can we do? I know Miss Jones already said to a degree she just pray. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I get that part of it too. Every bit
No,
help.
Mrs. Jones said you have to understand your order of things, and you pray for others. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right, Mrs. Jones? Mrs. Jones?
Yes, yes, you did. You have to understand your order. What's your priority? Your priorities will
Now
determine
go
how
ahead.
you make it through. Your priorities will determine how you make it through. If your priorities is messed up, you're going to have problems when those really bad things happen. And let me say this, when you mentioned about the funerals, actually I live about a half a mile down the road from a cemetery. And there are Saturdays I can't even get home because one's going in, one's coming out, and another one is waiting. So I see that. But the thing is, if you don't have your priorities straight in your family, if your priorities are always about just your stuff, what you got, what you're gonna get, who you can use, who you can do, then when you have those situations where there's a sudden loss that was not expected, you are not going to do well. You will not do well. I've seen it over and over and over again. I'm not telling you what I'm guessing at. I'm telling you what I've seen and experienced. But let me tell you, but you know what? I almost forgot what you asked, Jay. Sorry. This is so much. I'm losing track of my thought.
Oh,
What
go
was
ahead.
the
Go ahead.
question
Take your
again?
time.
What was the question again? I'm telling you, I mean, this is so deep. I'm losing track. My mind is going 1,000 miles a minute. What was the question again?
I think you started answering because ARD had reinforced something that you had stated earlier. The question was is it just me, or is it basically at a point where, which you kind of alluded to, all you can do is impact your family, start at home, and maybe spread that out, because changing greater society at this point is, I'm not going to say it's null and void, but I'm
No.
saying it's a lot more complicated and
Yes,
difficult than
it
people
is.
think. I think it starts at home and with people that you can see every day, converse with every day, help shape your house and your community, and then branch out from there. But
Okay, now
go
you
ahead.
reminded me what I was going to say. What I was going to say is each of us are a light. The question is, how is your light shining? Is your light shining with nothing but negativity and violence and pettiness and you know the list? Or is your light shining with love and compassion? Because if you have a true light that loves people and can talk to people and can respect other people, people can spot a fake. Young people can spot a fake. You have to be for real in what you do in order to have an impact on someone else. Because if you're not real, if you're out here trying to beat and find every shortcut there is to life, which I've learned, and take it from an old person, there are no shortcuts in life. You got to work for everything you want or you
Yes,
get.
ma'am.
But
Yeah.
people need to see truth. People need to see what's good in this life. And you can't, even if you can't impact a whole society, if everyone could impact one, then that's when the change is going to come. But if we do nothing, there was that saying, it says, bad things happen when good people do nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
Until we can impact one or two people. Talk to young people. I love talking to young people. I love them. I make them laugh. They make me laugh. We talk to each other because I want to know what they're thinking. So, but until we learn how to communicate with each other and talk to each other, Jay, there will never be a change. It's like when that water starts spinning, going down the drain, that's where we head, straight down the drain. And I'm done.
Yes,
Wow,
ma'am.
wow,
Yes,
wow.
ma'am.
Wow,
ARD, go
wow,
for
wow.
it, bro. Go for
I can't even go for it. It's already gone.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She dropped the mic on that one.
Mr.
I don't
Jones, truth.
disagree.
It literally what you just said. One or two people, right? Get yourself right, and then have one or two people that you can help, right?
Yeah, and then
When I
let
was
them pass
speaking
it on.
earlier, about how my family um was a staple, like they're a staple in the community, right? Like you got kids that we grew up with, wasn't their kids, but they also showed so much love. You couldn't even tell that they wasn't their kids. We got extended family, and I don't even call them extended family. I just call them family.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually practicing that. They didn't have
Yeah.
to have any incentive to help. They just did it. And people were coming from all types of situations. I'm talking about situations that you think I would be lying to you. Like if I told you half of the stuff, half of it, not even a third. Like I'm just talking about like something small. And these people are still to this day now off of whatever what they was on or their family was on, breaking family curses, whatever you want to call it, you know, getting away from the low energy frequencies, getting away from whatever that was abound to them, like they grew
Mm-hmm.
up in. And they just did it one by one. They didn't try to solve the world's problems. They just did it one by one.
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
Exactly.
One by
Exactly.
one. And when
Tell
I
the
tell
truth.
you we literally have, I call it like we got all the military branches. Whenever we move, we got all the military branches. Like, and I'm not just talking about military, I'm talking about militant because they all are, it's different. Like, they just move different. Like, they know that they were loved. Maybe not by their initial household, but through how our mom and dad and uncles and aunties embraced all of them. Yo, I had so many people growing up come to our Christmases, right? We're celebrating Christmases. Why my aunt and my mom and my dad and all my uncles, whoever showed up, they always had something for them. It could be last minute, like the day of, or just right before. Everybody always had a wrapped up gift for you. That made them have that attention and thinking about somebody was thinking about me. And then when they opened up that gift, it was like, actually, I wanted this. I didn't even know you knew. And we didn't know ever. And I still wonder, how did my aunties, my uncles, and my mom and my dad ever like know that? It was like we didn't know. We just followed our heart. We wanted to give them something. We didn't know what they wanted, right? But
Exactly.
what they wanted was something and somebody expecting them. That's
Yeah.
what they wanted. Somebody was thinking about them. In the world like now, people are just wanting people to think about them in a good place, not a
Yeah.
negative place.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
let me quickly say, but you know what? Here's the thing we have to stop doing. Stop caring about if everybody likes you. Everybody is not going to like you. Everybody is not going to love you. I know a lot of people don't like me.
Amen.
I know a lot
Miss
of people
Jones
don't
Truth,
love
I
me.
just had a convo with my dad the other day. I was like, it seemed like the more good I do, the more hate I get. He was like,
Yeah.
son, that means you're doing it.
But
He
see,
was
here's the
Yeah.
like,
thing you
For
got to
real.
look at. But here's the thing you're missing. They may not like you. They may not love you. They may not even give you a hard time. But I guarantee you, they respect you so much till if it came to a point, something tragic or bad happened in their lives,
they
and they knew
called me
you are a
first.
man of faith, you are going to be the first person they want to talk to.
Amen. Because I've seen that a lot of times already. I had people, like literally behind that situation. And I was like, how do you even remember my number? I was like, what? Like, all the iPhones and stuff and contact. How do you even remember my number? I'm like, what? They called me.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I don't want nothing. I just want to hear your voice and get that inspiration. I was like,
They are
man, I
know
got
you are known by your conversation. Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. Like Jay, just like Jay. He's
Hold on.
known
What
for his
what I
conversation.
do? I'm just sitting over
No,
here. What
I
I do?
said, just like you are known for your positive conversation. And that's a blessing. That
Oh,
is a
thank you.
blessing. I was drawn to you because of so much positivity that you and April were putting out. And that's what drew me to you, because I don't listen to a lot of people on YouTube or whatever. But the circle that I am in, I love the people because they're positive and they have gained my respect.
That means a lot. That means a lot. From both of y'all. I mean, just everything that y'all saying, like, and to be thought of in that regard. They ain't here with me no more, but some of the things that ARD has had to say, and he, ARD, I don't know, he about a young man. He young. I'm gonna put it like that, he young. And then to hear that from an elder that I respect as well, that means a lot. So I guess that mean my mama and my pops did something right. So whether I can change the world or not, fix the world or not, I take y'all words seriously. I take y'all kind words seriously. And I just want to be the best me that I can be with the little bit of knowledge I got. And it ain't easy every day. And when we have conversations like this, I always try to preface it in a manner that I'm giving a heads up. I'm saying this might be a heavy conversation. This might be something that's too much for certain individuals. And hey, Miss Tracy Anderson, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I just really wanna be the best me I can be. I want to do good. I want to bring whatever goodness I can bring into this world, and knowing that it's received by somebody means more than you can imagine. I'm not perfect. I never try to portray myself that way. I'm as flawed as everybody. What's up, Salon Diva Home and Garden? I never try to portray myself that way. Y'all got me I'm doggone almost at a loss for words, which y'all know I can bust my chops, so that don't happen too often. My goodness. I'm just, we talk about this. I just don't want people to beat themselves up, but I don't want people to be discouraged either. I want y'all to know that in spite of what you see and what you hear, if you that one good person and you know you good-hearted, kind-hearted, your heart in the right place, you trying to move right, regardless of your religious attachments or whatever deity you may believe in, between your spirituality, your physical, and your mental, don't give up. Because if you can be good, that means somebody else out there can be good. They may not be standing to your left or the right, but damn it, they out there fighting the same fight you fighting. And it's exhausting. Hurt people. So when you see a whole bunch of hurt around you, be okay with being the healer in whatever capacity you can. Be okay with being the person that can try to make somebody's day a little bit better, even if it's just a kind word, even if it's just some hope, even if you just pour into somebody a little bit, because empty cups can't pour nothing, but a half cup can give somebody else a quarter cup if you got that much to spare.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So just don't give up, because the world is getting to a point where we starting to run out of hope. People are desperate. The economy ain't the best. Attitudes ain't the best. Moods ain't the best. But spending all the money you got somehow is. I don't understand this algorithm I'm living in. I don't understand the world I'm living in half the damn time, because it's like, baby, make it make sense. That's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother live. We'll get into that on another one. But if there ain't nobody else, hey, Miss April Showers, how you doing? Welcome in. I hope I ain't missed nobody. Miss Tracy Anderson, I got her. Salon Diva, I got her. Vision Preparedness still listening back in the bushes. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you. If ain't nobody else gonna come up, because the link was in the chat, it's in the chat. If ain't nobody else got nothing to add, I'm gonna give my panel an opportunity to say whatever they want to say, and we're gonna go on dip out. By the way, while my panel is saying whatever they want to say in closing, y'all feel free to drop that hashtag BCIAC off in here, because some of y'all might not be connected, or y'all might need to reconnect. Definitely connect with Shantae. Definitely connect with Kicking It With the Rooks. They still get she still slide over here. They slide over here as they can. We slide over there as we can. I'm just grateful for all of y'all, man. Sometimes it's all different kinds of ways to be blessed and to feel acknowledged and to feel heard and to feel loved. And I never take that for granted. With that being said, I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with the elder, and then I'm gonna go over to the youngster.
Let me just say this, Jay. In everything that's going on in the world, I love people. I have compassion for people. I feel hurt with people. I love people. But I also know, in the title of this is Hurt People, Hurt People. I know hurt people can try to steal your joy. And I've learned that no one can steal my joy. I can't convince you of my faith, but then you can't convince me not to have faith. So my walk is my walk.
Amen.
And so if you disagree with what I said, God bless you. I'm okay with that. But the thing is, even though hurt people, please don't let people steal your joy. And a lot of times they do it unintentionally, but don't let them steal your joy. Stand on what you believe, walk in what you believe. And that's the only way we will be able to impact each other and change the world. You have to be a person of strong principles, faith, and one person at a time. And Jay, I love you. Wait a minute. I'm blanking out here because I'm trying to do something else. But you all who are
ARD, it's okay, man.
ARD, thank you, sir, because I just went blank on that. Thank you. I love you too. I love what you say, and I highly respect you. And I enjoy being on the show. And just know, Jay, I may not say things a lot of times, but I'm usually listening. So I'm in the
Yes,
bushes
ma'am.
somewhere. And just know, whether you know it or not, you and April, I have adopted you all unofficially, officially. I love you all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. We love you too. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you so
ma'am.
much. And you have a good one. Much love to you and the family. Oh man. ARD. First I gotta start with saying, y'all, I'm took some change out my pocket, setting it on the desk, and
Sound like you done dropped some marbles or some M&Ms.
I dropped some of these. I was taking
Coins don't hit like that now. Hold on.
I was taking these out my pocket. I had some 500s, and this is actually
Okay.
Tanzanian currency, and it's got
that's what's up.
It's got the wildebeest on the back. It's got the wildebeest on the back, and on the front,
That's one of my spiritual animals. Yeah.
Tanzania's first president, the Honorable Julius Nyerere. That's a whole nother live, but yeah, that's what y'all heard. So with that being said, first off, before you say anything, I got to say, it's been a busy night for me. Thank you for stepping in last minute. You know, I just kind of threw you to the wood, like, bro, hey, come up here and hold the fort down, and I'll be back. So thank you for doing that, fam. And with that being said, you touched on so many different things tonight, made so many good points, and yeah, but I'm passing.
No, man. Thank you for provoking thought. Yeah. Thank you for provoking the
it's
thought.
on you, fam.
Yeah.
It's all good, bro.
And that's key. You like provoke thought. If you could provoke thought, people might be able to take this just a little bit closer in their own lives. Once all this live stuff go off, we go on the next one. maybe you might have something in your spirit, a seed that's been planted to fix some things or to challenge yourself to be different. And that's what it's all
Oh,
about. Um,
oh.
yeah. We touched on almost everything for the last. Well, I think it's almost 2 hours since I've been up here now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's been a blessing. So thank you to you and April for allowing me just to even share your house and your platform.
All love, bro. All love. And as we dip out, as we get out of here, I want to say this, family. Real talk. In my closing words, just I'm gonna put what Miss D put up here.
Shout out to Miss Loving Me Tracy for the super chat. You're the real MVP.
Oh, Miss Loving Me Tracy Anderson. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Miss Tracy, also, y'all can catch Miss Tracy over on the TikTok machine. Shout out Seahawks. Seahawks. Yeah. It's football season, baby. So I'm gonna talk a little mess this go round. All the L's that everybody took this past Sunday, no harm, no foul. Everybody will do better next week. But I want to say, support people.
Oh yeah,
Multiple
shout out
people.
to Big Rooster and them Steelers, man. Y'all going hard.
Yeah, don't bring. You ain't got to bring all. He'll been and
And
came up.
and shout out to Miss Jones and them Browns. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's
okay,
okay.
Miss Jones. Okay. I didn't
And
know
so
you
it
was stepping
begins.
like that. Okay.
Cleveland rocks, baby. Cleveland rocks. Okay. That was a good game. I heard. I didn't get to see all of it. I saw a few
I'm
bits and
not gonna
pieces.
lie. I'm still surprised with the Browns because I'm like, man, those are always the jerseys you get on sale every year.
Every year. Hey, on the cool, if they keep moving like how they moving, I don't know, I might start catching some of them throwbacks because if they do mess around and get I'm just saying, you might want to get them while they cheap, cause baby, you never know what can happen. I'm sorry, y'all. I was just reading something. Young Riaz, welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Frugal Mama, you already know. Big Rooster probably gonna pop out them bushes if he's still listening, because ARD had to mention something about the Steelers. Like, you can't do that, man. That's like saying it's like saying Rumpelstiltskin or whatever you gotta say 3 times.
Candyman.
Candyman. That's like saying Candyman. Big Rooster will pop up out of nowhere, bro. For real. But yeah, family, it's been a great conversation. It's been a complicated and difficult conversation, a lot of sensitive topics and subject matter. But at the end of the day, hurt people do hurt people. But guess what healed people can do? Now, I'm not saying healed people can just heal people. Hurt people can hurt people. That's easy. Healed people have access to help and heal other people. I personally believe that divine power comes from something greater than myself. So I may not be able to heal you with my own hands or heal you with my own words, but each of us possesses the power to be that catalyst and that go-between to help lead somebody else to the absolution and the experience of living a healed life. For those who believe in that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, if you can hurt people with your hands and your mouth and your tongue and how you move, you can definitely help heal people. I'm not going to simulate that either, saying that you can just heal, because then we're talking about, Creflo Dollar and all this other stuff and Magic Cloth and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's a whole
believe in
different
God,
thing.
but I won't word it like that. I believe people can heal people all the time if they really wanted to. Yeah.
Be the blessing. That's
Yeah.
how I'm gonna summarize it. I'm gonna summarize it like that. Be the blessing. Be that
Yo,
access to
hold
something more
on. Be the
positive.
blessing that you want.
Yeah.
Be the
There you
blessing
go.
that
There
you
you
want.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With that being said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this conversation. Y'all already know what it is. It's Tuesday. I'm not sure if my sister Unbiased is coming on today or not, but if she don't, y'all can still catch Big Rooster Show over on TikTok doing his thing, catching his little DJ party, and you can catch GG Natural Homestead coming on later today, live at 5, and I'm not sure who else tonight on Tuesday for y'all, because it's already like late over here. Yeah.
Well, Tuesday, you got VP.
VP on Tuesdays. Oh, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. I'm tripping, man.
Yeah.
Vision Preparedness. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Vision Preparedness on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all catch Vision Preparedness, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't see it. I didn't see a thumbnail, so I don't know what conversation he having tonight, but I know it's gonna be a good one as always. And yeah. With that being said, family, until the next time y'all see me and I see y'all, peace. I'm gonna be over here being country in another country.